Hello, everyone, and welcome back to D&D&D&D&D campaign number 2 of Black Ink and Blue Blood. When we last left off, the party arrived at the abandoned town of Sunspot, investigating rumors that people have been disappearing passing through this area. Most recently, an entire caravan simply vanishing into air. As well as investigating a mysterious signal that was coming from the abandoned ruins that, at the very least, would indicate a high presence of potentially magical items or artifacts. Investigating the town, they found that it had been a former Gyogran settlement that, in a interpersonal coup between the more and less bigoted of the Gyogran inhabitants, had resulted in the town's destruction and razing for no other reason than to spite the previous inhabitants. The town now having been taken over by a group of Gyogran deserters turned bandits. The party drove out the occupying deserters, leaving only one survivor who escaped into the night, and encountered a massive mechanical automaton. And spending a couple days figuring out how they wanted to go about it, including one poorly conceived solo encounter between the machine and Gil. The party managed to discover that when it's responded to in Elvish or Undercommon, proclaiming loyalty to the deserters of Gyogr, the machine seems to enter a relatively passive and even friendly state. However, if agitated enough, it enters a completely different state of mind, resulting in the death of any living thing it sees. With very mixed feelings about this machine, the party heads back to camp with a very heavy thought over their heads that if what the machine says has anything resembling truth, it is expecting reinforcements in 2 days. As the machine sits peacefully and all of you arrive back at your campsite, the tense and still now somewhat stale but salted for preservability meals that the deserters had been preparing when you guys had arrived. As you guys sit around the campsite that is now yours with none of its former occupants to contest you, what would you like to do?
So just to confirm, we had a long rest, right?
Not that's what you're going down for right
Okay.
now, but you did have a long rest before in your encounter
Okay.
with the automaton.
I want to do a quick look around, since that one lady disappeared.
All right.
Do I see anything missing?
Well, since you're looking for any sign of her, make me an investigation check.
Can I help you?
Something specific.
Go for it. Mm-hmm. And all right, make me an investigation check with advantage.
Investigation.
Oh my god, thank god he had that advantage. He got a natural 1.
12.
You're gonna need to use Amanda's mic.
Yeah, you gotta use my mic, honey.
I think
12.
it's just off and on both of them.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's more frequent on his.
Yeah, the slow-mo robot showed up again.
Yeah.
All right. The two of you look around, and after a very stressful day, your search isn't exactly thorough, but you feel pretty confident that she is not in the immediate area. You don't find anything that's been disturbed or taken. And more than anything, though, both of you are just eager to figure out what to do about the automaton situation and figure out where to go from here.
Yes, something should be said of what should we do now.
Yeah, I think that is something that we should all discuss.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do we want to take care of this construct?
I think we should.
Okay, first of all, Gil.
Yeah.
I look at Gil and just like my eyebrows raise a little bit. You have some You have some explaining to do.
And what is that?
Do you really not know?
No.
Okay, let's see. First you scare the crap out of all of us by
What did he scare us?
I wasn't very scared. I was just certain he was going to die.
Okay, well you scared me and you scared poor raccoon when you became an Icar beast. So you've got that to explain. And also you decided to leave everybody after we decided to not go after whatever treasures may or may not have been
Right.
in the into the building.
When did we decide that?
That was never decided.
Yeah, that was never decided.
Well,
on Gil that
you
time.
should
You
have
were not
waited.
there.
Yeah, well, you should still have waited.
I thought it was safe.
Well,
By
I
what?
found out otherwise.
By
Yeah.
what? Impossible? Like, how does that? Like? How does your brain work like that? It doesn't know. It was never safe, and we knew that it was never safe.
We knew no such thing.
didn't
You
know.
saw the construct,
Yeah.
and you saw that it was searching for something. So obviously, it was not safe.
Well, at the time, granted, Gil was being stupid still, but at the time he wasn't searching. He was more,
Patrolling.
well, I believe he was sitting down in some sort of hyper or just sleep state.
The construct.
No, me. I learned how to sleep while while standing.
Lucy
Well, I
glares.
did say sitting, but
And
But-
are we not going to talk about the fact that you became an Icar beast?
well, that is a
Did I?
little bit of a.
Yeah, you did. Do you not remember that?
No. We were fighting.
Do I believe him?
Yes.
Do I
That was it.
do I believe him? Do I believe him? Insight
do
check.
you?
Yeah.
Insight check. No.
Lucian, Lucian, roll me an insight check. Gil, are you lying?
No, he has no recollection.
Okay. Let's see how Lucian rolls.
Oh, he has no
Let's-
recollection of being an Icar beast.
Yes.
Not well. That's
He
a
may
9.
not have been an Icar beast.
And it kind of hard to read. But by like he does seem to be genuinely ignorant about it, but at the same time, Lucian, from your perspective, Gil is ignorant about most things, so it's just kind of his default expression.
That's
So you
that's
got nothing.
fair.
Wow.
That's fair.
Ouch.
I just cross my arms and shake my head. All right, you have second watch. Do you think you can you can handle that
Yes.
Okay.
without running off?
Yes.
Still have yet to decide what we're doing. Kind of just
Well,
ignored that fact.
most of us casters need to have a rest.
Well, I get that. I'm not saying a rest isn't needed. I'm
Does
just.
anybody? Do you have any ideas, Zafir, that you are wanting to discuss this? Do you have any ideas?
Oh man, I have a very simple idea.
Heading
Leave.
somewhere?
Well, what about the magic items that they mentioned?
I mean, where is such a magic
I can
item?
search for them.
And
I
where,
had a theory.
what is your theory? Now is the time to say it. We are trying to talk.
So, remember those 5 pillars sitting around the construct?
Yeah.
What if those are putting off that magical aura?
I can try to check them tomorrow.
Hmm.
I can't do it right now, but I can do it in the morning.
Yeah, isn't the construct that set on to generally kill everyone?
No,
Uh,
it won't kill us. It won't kill me and Gil.
It won't kill
Yeah,
you
we're best
guys.
buddies.
But what about the rest of them?
if you tell it, if you let me see if this spell that I can do can, how many people can do this before I promise anything.
I think you can only cast it on one. Until you cast it at a higher level. You're talking about tongues.
Yeah, it's one person. Okay.
But as long as you tell in Elvish that
As
your
long as you-
friend,
As long as you tell it in a language that
That's
most
good.
of us can't or most of us can't speak.
Oh.
Okay, raise your hand if
Caleb
you can
can.
speak
Well, I'm
Elvish.
saying most of us, saying half of us. Okay, half of us
Caleb
can't
raises
speak.
his hand.
Caro?
Can you speak Elvish, Carol?
No.
How
No.
about Undercommon?
No.
How about this other thing?
I speak common, grung, and goblin.
Well, so maybe Gil and I can go and investigate,
and
then,
y'all hide.
or maybe you can maybe search the area for other things.
We could always kill it and then search.
Why are you wanting to kill it? It gave you a flower.
It's just a flower.
Just a
It was
flower.
gesture for a construct. It doesn't think or anything, or that I know of. I don't know anything about this thing.
So,
And you're the only one that has been up against it. Do you think that we have a chance against it?
yes, if we all fight.
Okay, let me rephrase. Do you think that we have a chance against it without you being an idiot?
Well, actually,
Wait,
him being an
how
idiot
does
would
me
work in
being
our
an idiot
favor.
do anything?
Well, him
If
being
anything,
an
me being
idiot.
an idiot is good during a fight.
Yeah,
Since when?
him being an idiot might come to the advantage.
See?
I mean, here's the problem though. If we do kill it, there's possibly 2 other ones that are coming, and I don't think that we have the manpower to kill those 2.
Yes, and 2 is better than 3.
Well, to be honest, I don't think they stay here.
But like when we check in with the lieutenant, like he asked me to, what do
When-
I tell him? Oh, we found this problem, but we didn't take care of it for you.
How they know.
We
the
could tell
problem
them
is.
to avoid the city.
There are many things you can tell them. One, as my brother mentioned, avoid the place altogether. Obviously, they know already this place is dangerous. Might travel it. Secondly, you can tell them what
Well,
the
isn't
problem
this a trade
is.
route?
Either way, you could tell them what the problem is, and they figure out how to solve it from there. Or at least what
But
we.
this is a trade route. I don't think that's going to be an option for them. Like, either we're going
Trade
to have to
routes
solve the
change.
problem.
Trade routes go different routes all the
So
time.
they can't solve the problem themselves, is what you're saying?
Maybe not. I don't know what their situation is.
Situation.
Matthew, I'm pretty sure, like, as a bandit, Caleb knows probably quite a bit about trade routes.
Trade routes are not necessarily static. That is true. However, Lucian does also raise a fair concern that changing an established one, even if there is known to be danger, is a hard sell, quite literally, because to put it simply, every minute wasted on an extra long route is money wasted.
And they literally could just do the same thing, but just literally don't go through the part of the town that goes in front of this building.
But here's the thing, Caleb. Carol and Raccoon and I have noticed that the footprints from the construct are not just around these particular buildings. It's all across
Then just
this.
go around the whole city. Go around the outside of it.
But it's maybe just outside the city too. We don't know how far these guys are patrolling.
Well,
don't know what they were.
You don't
we
make
do
money
not,
if your caravans get destroyed.
We don't
either.
know what they were commanded, Caleb. That's the problem. Is that we need to take care
That's
of them because we
beside
don't
the
know what the
point.
commandment
Again.
was.
Do we need to take care of it though? Again, they seemed like a very capable army.
Yeah,
You know,
but
they
it
have
also
that one
there
guy.
are no, but there are also missing people, and I
And-
have a feeling that these people are missing because of the construct.
Okay.
Now they're just missing because they decided to go for a walk. Of course, it's because of the construct.
Well,
Then
wow.
shouldn't we kill it and find the people?
Yes.
I mean, how are we gonna find the people?
Well, if you want to find the people, you're probably gonna have to dig because they're dead.
There
Are
could
you
be,
sure of that, Caleb?
Could be many reasons
Most
why they're
likely.
gone.
If they weren't dead, they probably would have returned where they came from.
Or
This thing
they've
doesn't
gone
exactly-
missing, or they're
kidnapped.
lost.
They're
This
prisoners.
thing
They
doesn't
could be
take.
prisoners. That's a good point.
Well,
I'm sorry. What makes you think this thing takes prisoners?
well,
It
brother.
literally just kills everything it sees.
Well, first off, brother, as well, the construct itself, yes, seems like it's just willing to kill, but they were bandits, and these bandits probably could have easily have taken the people. So I believe they said
They
that.
probably killed them too.
Yes, but the dead,
Well,
but the dead leader said that all
Dead
were. Yeah, the dead zombie guys said that they were all, they
All robbed but spared.
Yes. Sorry, my brain was
Question
like
is, do we trust?
farted.
Do we trust the dead?
I mean, we did kill them, so they had no, they didn't have to tell us the truth. But why lie about it?
Fight.
There are many
Is it
reasons
good
to
for
lie, but
yeah.
either way,
What do you think, Carol?
Hmm. We should be careful with the bot.
Matthew, hang on.
It's
Can Caleb remember if they specifically said to deal with the problem or just to tell them about the problem?
Oh, Lucian would recall very easily.
is key.
Yep.
mhm.
Technically, she.
Matthew?
Do I remember with keen mind? Do I remember if they were expecting us to deal with the problem or just find out what the problem was?
They did ask you to deal with it because they specifically pointed out that their army at this tiny village on the outskirts of the empire is not big enough to scout out the Summersea forest for the Ichor beasts, defend the town in case of invaders, and deal with whatever is causing the caravans to go missing all at the same time.
Okay. So with that in mind, Lucian will bring up, well, there is the point that, they did specifically ask us to deal with this. And I mean, it's the least that we can do after everything they did for us.
They did arm us.
And they did a lot of other things
A
for
literally
us.
unmovable object. And we are no unstoppable force.
No, I agree with you there. I mean, it is very dangerous, but there has to be
If you're friends
a
with it, you should try to tell it that it needs to go somewhere else.
I don't think that I can. I think that it said something about the protocol. I'm not exactly sure what that.
City protocol.
Yeah, Gil, you're military. What does that mean, protocol?
Follow orders, never leave.
Okay, so
It's not going to go anywhere. And if
okay.
you try, it will fight.
I generally think not our problem.
I
they
think
asked
actually
us.
it is our problem because this is exactly what they asked us to do.
Well,
So yeah, it is our problem.
that doesn't make it our problem if someone asks us to do something. But
It
They pretty much-
literally is our job.
our job.
They
never paid
paid
us.
us. Yeah,
Didn't
they
pay
did.
us.
They gave us a place to live for
Well,
a couple days while
they-
we like recuperated, and they got us out of the Summerseed forest,
And they
and
give us gear.
yeah,
You have yet to tell me whenever they paid us.
Okay, but paying you doesn't have to
Items.
be
The
in
items, the
money.
items, the items they
They
gave
gave
us
you
of their own
other
free will,
things.
and we could have easily taken care of all the other stuff by ourselves. They just simply gave that to us even before we knew it.
Zephyr, if you want to leave, you leave. But I am going to stay here and try to figure out how to get these constructs out of here so that the problem that we told them that we would solve would be taken care of. So if you want to leave, be my guest.
I mean, we've already told you how to take care of it, though. Simply just kill it.
Yeah.
So we do that. Not right now, because I do not have the power for it, but
I never said
tomorrow
that.
I could.
We're already at camp, so we can take a rest, blow up the machine, and walk away.
I think we should still look for the people, but I agree.
They're dead.
Then we find a corpse.
Well,
As long as we find some kind of proof that these guys are dead, I can then send a message to the lieutenant and tell them that these people that they have been searching
Anyone
for
with
have
sense
been
can
dead.
come to that conclusion that they are dead. You haven't seen
I
them in a while. They're
understand what you're
probably dead.
talking about, Caleb. I do not disagree with you. I would just prefer to have proof.
proof that they're dead doesn't matter.
Yes.
They're dead or alive.
If I see a dead body, I know that person is dead. But what about the other people who came in here with their caravan?
Well,
What
You
about
do
those
realize
people?
that there's also
we-
the possibility that they're dead and that animals have picked their bodies off.
there could be
Well, then we will
Meaning
find
we would be
skeletons.
searching.
We could be many
They could
other
be
reasons.
miles away. We are wasting time looking for the bodies. We deal with the robot, like we said.
I agree about
And
that.
then we continue on our, remember, very important mission of sorts.
Yes, I understand and I agree. It's just I told the lieutenant I would look out for these missing people.
Well,
And I do not want to be not a
Didn't we
person
find
of
like
my word.
burned and destroyed caravans?
Yes, but you did not find bodies or skeletons.
Well, there you go. The caravans were destroyed. They all died, and the animals came and dragged their corpses off to eat.
or
That's
many
a big
other-
assumption.
That's very cynical of you to assume.
The caravan was on fire.
Just be able to drag
Yes.
them off if they all die to the robot.
Caleb, my city back in Wicked was on fire. A lot of people died, but a lot of people
That's a
didn't
city.
die. Yes,
Cities have
but
lots of space.
the point I am trying to make, Caleb, is that not everybody dies because something is on fire.
Well, it's not the point he's making. He's more or less saying there's, I would say, a very high chance of they're dead. And frankly,
I'm not disagreeing.
and frankly, looking for all these bodies is a waste of time. It doesn't serve any purpose. Simply solving the
Most
problem.
of the bodies are probably just skeletons dragged off into some den somewhere that we probably won't be able to fit into.
Well, either way,
Okay, how is this for a compromise? We take care of the constructs, and then I send a message to the lieutenant and tell them that it is safe to come to this city so that they can do their own search.
sure. Go
If
ahead.
they want to look for the dead, that's their prerogative.
That's fair.
See? We don't need to
And
waste
if
our
the
time.
place is safe, then they can send they don't need a bunch of people. They can send 2 people to do a search.
Yeah, they can come and they can search. They can do whatever they want to feel like would help them, and at least it would be safe from the constructs.
We should tell them that we did find the burned caravans.
Yes, that will be in the message when I get to it. But I'm not gonna send them any messages until the constructs are dealt with.
So let's
Okay.
sleep.
So we'll kill the construct tomorrow. You send your message and we leave.
But no, then it won't be safe because the 2 other ones will be there. I'll be lying. I can't do
Machine
that.
is probably malfunctioning and has probably been waiting for those reinforcements for years.
Whatever.
They're
Do
never
you want
gonna
to
come.
find out? Do we want to wait and see if 2 other ones come?
I don't
think
want
it
to
is.
find out because I don't have a sudden desire to die.
I don't either, but that's the only like logical way to find out if it is malfunctioning or not.
Well,
I have an idea.
Just look at the evidence. This thing has been doing this wait forever.
I can talk to another dead body and see if there isn't more than one of these things.
well, I'm pretty sure while it's going to be ridiculous, Gil said you had.
Yeah. If those pillars are magical, we destroy them. That would get rid of any signal that whatever is following it.
Signal.
So
Is that what you think is
whatever it
happening?
is, a beacon.
Your assumption is that somehow these
pillars
rocks are
magically putting off a beacon signal.
What if it's not
Or-
magic? What if it's technology?
We
Destroy
destroy
it.
it.
y'all can have fun destroying the pillar however y'all want. As either way, at least we have a fragment of it.
Ah,
Okay.
power.
I will take first watch. Gil, I will wake you up in 4 hours.
Okay.
All right. You all settle in for rest. Lucian taking first watch. Make me a perception check.
Okay. Let's do that perception check. Ooh, 22.
You sit as the party settles into the various knapsacks and tents for sleep. And with the scent of stale and salted meat under your nose, you watch.
You should have thrown that out.
You don't see any disturbance. Most of the local animals that have been inhabiting this area seem to have fled for the time being. And you do not hear any further weapons fire from the manor, nor do you hear the fairly loud sounds of the machine on patrol. So, from the best you can gather from just what you're hearing, it appears that it is no longer in full-on attack mode, but is definitely not moving from its current position.
Okay.
Your watch passes without incident, and you can wake up Gil for second watch.
I kick him.
Your characters are always so rudely awoken.
It's your turn. It's your turn.
You could have just said that. You
Okay.
don't have to kick me.
I'll remember that for next time.
But
All
right. Gil, make me a perception check.
18.
Same as before. You hear no activity from anywhere in the town. You do see in the very distance some small lagomorphs and ravens are beginning to slowly make their way back towards the town, but are cautious and taking it slow, unsure if the threat to their safety has been eliminated or not.
Fair enough.
Your watch passes without incident. Morning comes, and everyone begins to wake. You have all taken a long rest. Your energy and slots are refreshed, and as you all gather around the campsite, that is now definitely starting to smell of. It's not full on rotting yet, but it is definitely very dry and stale meat. What would you all like to do?
Caleb is going
Let's
to.
go kill
Do
it.
we have
Okay.
a campfire?
There is a fire pit in the center of this campsite with firewood in it, but it has not been lit.
I
Damn it!
prepared
Caleb was
some
gonna burn
things.
that rotting meat.
that would make it
that's gonna
worse.
stink.
That would have been worse.
Yeah, that's gonna
Yes,
stink.
but it would have died in a fire.
Okay, so here is what I have planned. I have two things that I can do now. I can detect magic. That's the easy thing that I can do. Or I can dispel magic. And you know how you said that you want to destroy those things? What if I just try to dispel the magic?
Well,
But we don't know if it is magic.
But at least I can try.
That's it. Well, it
But we
sounds
don't
more
know if it would
easier
work.
just to break it.
And
But
we don't know if it would even work because we don't know if it's magic.
well, that's again. You can dispel magic. You can break it just to be safe. You know, whatever. I say.
I know.
Maybe.
I say I try it, and then if it doesn't work, you can break it.
How do we know if it works?
I'll know.
Hell no. Well, first things
I'll
first.
know. I dispel the magic, and then if like when we get there, I'll detect magic. If the thing's spreading off magic, I dispel magic, and then I detect magic again to see if it worked.
But shouldn't we take care of the constructs first?
Yes, but those are like very easy, very easy like spells to do. Don't worry, I already have plans.
Well, let's first
Don't
take
worry.
care of this thing.
I kind of feel bad for wanting to destroy it.
Well,
You don't have to want to destroy it.
well, we could
But
always
we're going to
leave.
destroy it. No.
She said she feels bad for destroying it, so I mean, we should obviously leave and.
I don't feel that bad, Sapphire.
So are we on our way? Are we gonna go now? Keep talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go.
We're off to kill the robot.
The horrible robot of Burnt Town.
Wow.
Sunspot.
What's the town called?
It's Sunspot, Jeremy.
The horrible robot of Sunspot.
All right.
Because of all the horrible things it's done.
All the horrible
I think
things.
you need to stop.
Okay.
And
You
all
guys-
the things it will do.
You guys begin to work your way towards the manor, readying your weapons and yourselves for what Gil
Caleb
from
is
your
gonna go get into a high position again.
okay. So you will be taking a sharpshooter's position. Anyone in particular have something they're going for that they want to do in place? If not, then I'll just assume you're with Lucien and Gil.
I will stay with them until we get close to the house, and I'm going to kind of just stay back a bit.
Okay. Any hiding spot in particular you're going for?
Just going to as long as he can see the thing, he's going to just keep his distance.
Okay. Make me a stealth check if you want to go unnoticed.
Trust him.
Seven.
Okay. Noted.
Wait, what? Are we rolling initiative?
No,
No, he's just stealthing.
Oh, can I roll stealth too?
You're kind of far away from it, so you don't have to yet. However, if you want to start taking pot shots at it without being seen, then stealth rolls will have to start flying. But we'll get there when we get there.
Thing's gonna be so confused.
Uh,
Whenever it sees
know,
the
I
two
feel
people
so
it
bad.
befriended attacking it.
Raccoon is going to follow behind Lucien. Caro, what are you doing?
Never.
Oh, I was thinking. Sorry. I was thinking.
Brain
Basic
keeping
shit.
up.
Sorry. I was really deep in thought.
So,
Is that
Caro, what would you
always
like to
say,
do?
Matthew? Brain keeping up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll find a place to sharpshoot.
Okay. You want to join Caleb where he is, or go somewhere else?
I'll just go somewhere else. Nice to
Okay.
have coverage.
Yeah. Okay. You can take the house across the street from it. Where there is some parts of it still standing, where you can stay relatively hidden.
So
And
Caleb is going to be at the range he can accurately shoot.
all right. Let me
So
double
that's
check to
40,
make sure
I
you
think, if I
can do
understand
that.
this right.
Like depending on
Yeah. The first number is your range for being reliably accurate, but the second number is the max you can go, just period.
yeah. So 40 feet. And then 100.
So how many feet is that? So I can double check on my map.
Using
that-
the musket, which I'm pretty sure it's only is 40 feet.
40 feet. Okay. I'm pulling up my map. 1 second.
Oh yeah, we're doing roll tomorrow.
I say Caleb's got to be in a position that if things go horribly wrong,
and you will not be able to, at least you can't be both elevated and within 40 feet of it, as the mansion's garden is fairly wide spanning. But if you're willing
okay,
to
well,
take,
I guess we're rolling disadvantage.
all right, what's your maximum range?
Maximum range is 120.
Yeah, that you can make from your position. Just barely though. If it goes like across the garden, you're gonna have some problems.
At the move.
Okay. So Caro, you will be across the street.
Guys, a good thing Caleb picked up a ton of bullets.
Okay, Caleb, you're over here.
I'm essentially just gonna be, in the street, just shooting it.
Okay.
Where'd
You
my
can.
bullets go?
Zephyr, you can. Do you want me to just put you like kind of behind the gate where one of the pillars will hide you?
Sure.
Okay.
Well, I'm at good distance.
Are they other possessions? No.
What?
I can't find. Oh, there they are.
Bullets.
Okay.
106.
Okay. So, all right, Zephyr, you stealth behind the pillar as Lucian, Gil, and Raccoon go past you. Caro, you and Garrow take cover in the house that Zephyr, Caleb, and Gil had first encountered the machine in. And Caleb, you take up your previous elevated position across the street and just kind of eyeballing it. It's going to be a very tricky series of shots to make, but it is theoretically possible. And
sniper.
So with that, if nobody else has anything,
At the
Lucian.
moment.
All right,
No.
Lucian and Gil with Raccoon in tow, you go past Zephyr. The gates of the manor still open, open wide from the previous engagement. The rubble of the collapsed manor all around the street and garden as it was before. Although the dust by now has settled, and you're just kind of trudging through like essentially like shin deep like wood shavings and garbage, and standing at attention between the 5 stone-looking pillars. As you guys get about midway across the garden between the 2 massive stone fountains, the machine twitches and the light flickers, and it levels the cannon on its hand at the 3 of you, and you hear it begin to babble in what you now know to be Undercommon.
Okay, I kind of whisper at Gil. Do you think it would be absolutely insane if I spoke to it in its language and told it to, like, self-destruct? Do you think that's crazy?
You could try.
Fuck it. I'm gonna cast tongues on myself.
Okay.
But we could just say it in Elvish.
Oh fuck, I forgot about that.
Well,
Since you haven't like formally used it yet, you don't have to.
Okay, so
I won't knock you a spell slot for like as long as you didn't actually do anything with it. I won't like you can just like realize that mid cast and like call it.
okay. I will say in Elvish,
It might have been more
we are
convincing in Undercommon, though.
we
Maybe.
are here in the name of the God.
Don't say Atlantean.
No. My brain is very sluggish right now. What are they called? The
You good?
I would know this. Yeah, I'm good. It's just I cannot
Well, last time you
fucking
said the
remember.
Geogran deserters.
The deserters. Thank you. We are here in the name of the deserters.
The machine pauses and the light flickers before it retracts the cannon and continues to stand vigil, although it gives you a nod and a little wave.
God help me.
Lisa, can you take him outside, please?
I will say I want to initiate the self-destruct initiative.
You said, what do you say this in?
Elvish.
Okay. The machine's head tilts and it makes a kind of confused and before its head rights itself, and it responds in very slow, kind of disjointed Elvish. Cannot self-destruct, lacking resources.
Oh. Oh no. Are you okay?
Not... What?
Sounds like some stuff happening off screen. What were you gonna say, Caleb?
Oh no, I was just thinking things.
Okay.
Everything good?
Usually if I don't
Yeah.
do a voice, it means that
Okay.
I'm saying it out of character.
Okay.
Okay. So I kind of
So
exchange look with Gil.
Gil's gonna say in Elvish, what resources would you need?
The machine's head kind of twitches, and it responds. 600 kilograms of plastic explosives.
Do they even know what plastic explosives are?
Yeah, you guys, Gil, and Lucian, but the both of you are familiar with the concept of explosives, but you've never heard plastic put in front of them before.
What the she kind of whispers, "What the fuck is plastic?"
No.
Do they know what plastic is, Matthew?
Plastic is not a very common material, especially in this time period, so no.
I've heard of it, but
Yeah, it's like
It's never been used in bombs before.
Yeah, like I've heard of it, but like I've never used it. Well, I think maybe my dad did at one point, but that's not the point. Where do we get that?
I don't think that much in 3 days. 2 days.
They are available at any retail weapon shop in the city of Edict.
I'm sorry, can you say that like in a regular voice?
Yeah, they are available at any commercial weapon shop in the city of Edict.
Edict. Does that sound familiar to me?
Make a history check.
Okay.
Probably not anytime close, as there's apparently others.
can I help?
Yeah, roll history with advantage.
Hell yeah.
I think this pretty much confirms that this thing has no idea where it is.
Thank God.
I'm gonna bet you.
4. Oh, that was almost a natural 20. 26.
Okay. And what were both rolls, just so I can flavor it?
The first one was a 4, then the other one was a natural 19.
Lucian, you have never heard of this city, and Gil, neither of you.
Oh.
Matthew,
What's up?
I bet you this is probably a city that no longer exists.
It's quite possible.
I want to ask. Oh, what is that city that your people believe in?
It's not a city. It's the Empire of Minotes.
I will ask it. Is that in the Empire of Minotes?
Negative. Edict is currently under the command of the troops of Tradu.
Is it like? Is it speaking Elvish to you? Because it's like gibberish.
It's like gibberish.
I've never heard of that one, Matthew.
I've definitely never heard of that before, have I?
You have not.
What about me?
Roll a history check.
I'm gonna assume no.
Can I help?
Roll history with
Probably
advantage.
like ancient civilizations.
Ooh,
by
ooh,
today's
that's good. That's
standards.
good. Good thing you had advantage.
Yep,
Because
I
you
have
got a natural
13.
1.
Okay. So natural 1 on the first one. What was the second?
13.
Gil, you've never heard of this. Lucian, it's vague, and a lot of it is purely hearsay. There is no empirical evidence to indicate that this is actually true. But you've heard that name before, the troops of Tredu. Supposedly, if the rumors are correct, somewhere, and from some of the rumors you've heard, even in multiple places, there are havens, almost paradises for deserters of Gyogre and other armies where they can go to live safely without persecution from their home countries or without the social stigma of being a deserter. However, no one has ever found these places, and many deserters have gotten into much worse situations than they would have been in an attempt to find it.
Interesting.
Basically, this thing is, to them, this thing is talking of fairy tales and ancient legends.
Yep.
All right.
Kind of look helplessly at Gil. I really don't want to attack it. It doesn't know what it's talking about. It's talking like in gibberish and talking about
Gibberish.
like childish fairy tales.
Child.
Matthew.
Well, gotta do it sometime.
Matthew.
Gil's gonna take
What's
out
up?
his flame. I'm gonna take
Can
out
I
my.
break this stalemate?
How do you mean? Oh, you're gonna shoot at it?
I was already playing too. I was like, man, waiting for that
Can we
time. where
just
I'm
have a bunch of people just shoot at it?
Well, it sounds like Gil's about to.
Well, I mean, I have to roll disadvantage.
I
so-
think Gil was saying something.
Yeah, Gil
Yeah,
sounds like he's
it
about
sounds
to.
like you're going after it.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I was about to attack it.
yeah.
Okay.
Wow. That's his
All right.
flame tongue too.
Okay.
Oh, no.
You ignite your
Oh,
flame
no.
tongue and begin
Oh,
to charge
no.
it. Lucian, please make a wisdom save.
No. I knew he was gonna say that.
What happened?
Gil used his flame tongue and which
Lucian
requires.
has fire issues.
Oh no.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Hey,
Oh,
at least-
damn.
Okay.
This is-
Okay.
This is not as
It's
bad
21.
as bonus.
Yeah. What'd you roll?
21.
Okay. You manage to close your eyes and bite your lip, both out of guilt and out of ignoring the flashing of light in your eyes as you hear Gil's footsteps over the rubble and dirt charging towards the machine. And Zephyr, you said you're taking cover behind the gate. You're using your crossbow. What is the min and max range on it?
80 and 320.
Okay, you will also be shooting at disadvantage.
Okay. As he does that, can I cast Sacred Flame?
That's 80 feet.
And one more time, Austin.
I was like, that's 80 feet.
The machine is currently in the center of the manor, and you're at the gate across the garden, so you're 100 feet from it.
Wow, that's a huge man.
Like I said, this is a wealthy aristocrat's mansion. Okay. So what's the range on Sacred Flame?
Let me see. That's a good question. 60 feet.
Okay, you can make that without issue. Caro, what are you doing?
I guess I'll take aim.
Okay. So you
How far
ready?
am I from it?
Well, this sounds
You-
a sneak attack, Matthew.
Well, you are sneak attacking it, so yes. And Caro, you are 140 feet from it.
Okay. Well, my max range is 320.
Plus Gil's next to him.
Yeah. So either way, it'd be sneak attack. Okay. In that case, everyone, please, for those of you who need a battle map, head to Roll20, and I have a battle map ready for you. And regardless, everyone, please roll for initiative and just save your result.
Then we get like
No,
thought
yeah, I'm
was
just
that.
setting up the initiative, but then you'll all get to make your attacks before initiative goes in full. It's just since
Oh.
pretty much everyone who's not Caro or Raccoon is attacking right away.
I'm not attacking.
One more time.
I'm not attacking.
Oh, I thought you said you wanted to shoot at it.
Well, I was going to think about shooting it. I just didn't know I didn't know how far away he was from. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, so you basically all of you will get your turns in order, and then the machine will enter the initiative proper. So I will switch us over to the correct battle map now.
5.
Yeah, I can't get my D20 to work.
D20. You mean roll 20?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it's all good. Like again, this is just for the people who prefer having a battle map in front of them for combat. Like, yeah, it's not going to affect your ability to play.
I was gonna say, yeah, my D20 is not working.
Yeah, my dice is.
Have you tried rolling it?
Okay, so
What?
Caleb, you are the one on the far left. Kara, when you get in, you and Garo are the ones on the bottom, and the rest of you have icons, so you're good. The battlefield has changed a little bit since this map was created, but I will be taking those changes into account. But it won't affect the measurements. It'll just affect the kind of visual presentation and possibly some mechanical shit.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Like 95.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
So.
God, look, I'd have to basically sit out in the fucking open.
Mm-hmm. So with that,
Downside of a musket.
Are these things impossible to get on?
Oh no, those are no longer functioning fountains, so you could like climb them or get into them if you want.
That's still be.
But he is very small.
So initiative, 25 to 20.
Oh.
I had 23.
Wait, I haven't rolled yet.
Oh, go ahead.
Press the button.
I will go ahead and note Lucian's though.
Let me
15.
see what I add to.
Okay. What was yours, Lucian?
16.
23.
Okay, so 23 for you. Like I'm basically going to call it to make it so that like 7 of us aren't having to do initiative all at the same time. Okay, so 23 for Lucian, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Okay, so now that everyone knows for sure to roll initiative, anyone else 25 to 20? Okay, 20 to 15?
Yeah.
I
I had
have 15.
16.
Zephyr?
I have 15.
Okay, Caleb, Zephyr.
19.
Okay,
Hold
thank
on.
you.
Hold on, this isn't right.
What's wrong?
There you go.
Sorry, there's
Lunatic.
21.
Dimensions of-
Oh,
my
sure.
God, almost
You're
200
right for this?
feet map.
Yeah, the big manor.
Yeah, he was rich.
Not
And
even-
you
This
you good for this, Kara?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And I will roll for Raccoon Raccoon and the automaton. And again, don't worry, you guys will get your surprise round. It was not expecting to engage in hostilities, so.
Da 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 da.
Okay. Oh, not bad. Okay, that is that. So okay.
What are you doing?
Okay.
What?
What are you doing? I can see you.
See what?
Okay, so you guys get a surprise round. It was not expecting to immediately engage in hostilities. Lucian, you were casting Sacred Flame. Is that a dexterity save, correct?
I guess.
Okay.
Yes. It is a dex save. Yeah.
That is a 18.
Oh.
Save. So you get half damage of 4.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Is that it for your turn?
I think so, because I don't have any bonus actions. Well, actually, technically, because I did my action as a bonus, as a cantrip, could my action still be a spell?
No, so basically the limitation is like if you're going to do a spell as an action and a bonus action, correct me if I'm wrong on this, Austin, you know the rule book a bit better than me. I believe it's that one of them, as long as it's one of them is a cantrip, you can do them in either order. Here, I will double check real quick. Just give me a hot second.
Also, wait, did they take half damage? Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah, I think they just take nothing because it's a cantrip.
Yeah, cantrips don't do that.
Oh. Well.
That's the downside of cantrips.
Okay, I'll flavor all this once we've gotten everything sorted out.
So it's cantrips are all or nothing.
Because you can cast them as many times as you want without issue. So
be a little unfair if you make a deck say, oh well, it doesn't matter. They take half damage. Just keep doing damage. There's automatic damage forever.
That was basically what it was like with Psychic in the Pokemon campaign.
And so the one that is a bonus action has to be the spell, and then the action has to be the cantrip.
Great. So I can do this because spiritual weapon is a bonus action. Yeah. Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 5, 40. Okay, so I'm going to move I'm going to cast spiritual weapon, and I'm going to put it right there. Right next to it.
Okay, I'll do a
I'm
little.
doing this on my phone.
Make a little doodle.
A little square. Okay, there you have a square.
A little saber.
Okay. Okay.
And I think right when I cast it, I can
There
do
you go,
something.
a line for saber.
You can move the weapon up to 20 feet and... Okay.
Make a melee spell attack against a creature 5 feet from the weapon.
Yeah, so I can go ahead and smack him with my saber.
Okay, go ahead and roll for it. Also, Caro, you're on deck, so Caro and Garo, be ready with what you want to do on your turn. I just forgot to do it on the first turn, so.
Let's roll 18.
That hits.
Okay. Ooh, 10 damage.
Okay. What type?
That's a force.
Okay. All right. So you all watch as Lucian flings this brilliantly glowing light at it. But Lucian, you watch Gil as you're getting into position to swing your flame tongue, and the machine just tilts its head at you confusedly. The searing light goes to impact it directly in the torso, and all of you are stunned when you see this almost wall of light simply block it. And you almost see the shimmering in front of it before it goes away again. However, Lucian, as you conjure your spiritual saber into the air, it rears back before swinging into it, and you see the light come up again, but it tears through it, leaving this kind of dissipating light like starlight behind as it cars through the shield to impact it, and it kind of stumbles briefly before its light flickers instantly from white to red.
Oh no. All right. That finishes my turn.
Okay. Caro, you're up. Gil on deck.
Okay.
What did they roll?
I
rolled a 23.
21.
No, I know what Lucian rolled.
Well, so you rolled a 16, correct?
Yeah, but I only heard Lucian say anything in like the 20 range.
Lucian has a 23, Caro has a 21, Gil and Raccoon both have a 19.
Wow, my hearing was really off today.
No, I said it like later, sorry. So I guess I'll try to shoot at it.
Okay. I believe at this range you will have disadvantage, but you can certainly try.
Yes.
I see a flaw in this, Matthew.
What's up?
Do you see the flaw?
Somehow it doesn't show, but you can always just go the opposite way. It'll show.
Yeah, 95. I have to go the opposite way.
Yeah.
Also, for some reason, Caro and Garo's icons disappeared. Let me put those back.
They're way in the back.
They're way back here.
They're just way in the back. I see.
They're like 140 feet away.
Yeah, but I had them on screen, but I get.
I see.
Let me.
They're right here,
they're
Matthew.
way back here.
My map's being a little funky at the moment. Regardless, as long as you know where you are.
The circle. How do you do the circle, Austin?
Hold it down.
Oh shit.
So, Caro, go ahead and make your attack.
Well, I missed. Rip. I got an 8.
Yeah, you fire a shot, and it does head towards it for shattering against that like light wall, blocking you off.
Okay. I'll have Garo kind of go a bit closer to where like Zephyr is.
Okay,
Did you
you have
say
its movement speed
Zephyr?
noted, so you can move the token. I gave you command to the token, so you can move it at your leisure. Just make sure it's within its movement speed.
I'm gonna click. Yeah.
I just don't know what. Like,
Garo's the one at the back.
Zephyr-
No, yeah, I know. I'm just seeing.
wow,
Well, I was saying,
There's
since
Zephyr looking like a
yeah.
crooked painting.
yeah.
I think it's your turn, Jeremy.
Well,
Yeah, it's about to be.
it's kind of.
Okay. Is that it for your turn, Carol?
Yes.
Okay. Gil, you're up.
Okay.
And
I'm gonna smack it.
there will be a couple turns. There will be a couple turns in between, but Caleb, you will be the next player up after. It's just it'll be a couple things between you, Gil, and you.
Okay. First, I'm gonna rage.
Okay.
Didn't we all get an
Well,
opportunity attack?
Yeah, that's what this is.
Okay,
But
so
Raccoon
Gil
also
already
rolled
did
initiative.
his.
Uh,
Didn't he attack it with the sword and then
no, he went
blocked it?
towards it, and this is the execution of that attack.
Oh.
He never actually attacked it.
Yeah, because I figured it would be easier for everyone to have a visual and.
Then what happened with the white light?
That was just flavor for the fact that it's now under attack. It's not actually going to get to do anything this turn yet. So Gil, you're up, and Caleb, Raccoon will go before you, but then you after Raccoon.
Okay, so I'm gonna rage.
Okay.
I got my flame tongue longsword, and double handing this, I'm gonna slash at it, and then use my second attack action and hit it a second time.
Okay, but bear in mind you cannot activate the flame tongue and rage in the same turn.
Didn't he activate before he went in?
Yeah, I activated the flame before.
Fair enough.
Amanda had to do the
Wisdom,
save.
but I mean, it depends on how you do it.
I will say for the future, try to keep that in mind, but I will allow it this time, just because everyone's attacking it all at once. But this would effectively be giving you 2 bonus actions, and everyone else is just doing a regular turn. I'll allow it this one time, but just bear that in mind for the future.
Yeah, gotcha.
So you activate your flame tongue, whispering in Elvish, ignite, and charge into it to make 2 swings.
First is a 17.
Gil, you run and you bring your sword down, bounces off.
Ooh.
I'm gonna smack it again.
Have
All right,
it
make
AC at least.
Make an attack roll.
24.
And, say again.
24.
Okay, there you go. It sounded like you said 44, and I'm like, I know your stats are high, but I'm pretty sure that's not your
I don't
attack
think
bonus.
is that even possible, man?
No, it's not.
Possibly.
It's not with a player. I don't think with a player. Maybe. I don't know the meta well enough. Anyway.
Let's see
Yeah.
how long it'll take Matthew to notice.
That second one is a hit. So go ahead and roll for damage.
No, don't help him.
I mean, I see it. I know you guys like playing on the map. So as long as you guys are entertained, even if it's not by the combat.
I don't know.
Oh,
I'm
now.
entertained. I'm
How
waiting.
do I erase it? I forgot how
Just
to get
highlight
rid
it and just press delete.
Okay. And how much damage, Gil?
25.
Okay. And it should be.
Matthew,
Okay.
I had an oopsie.
Jesus. All right.
It's not that bad.
Please stop playing on the map besides how it's supposed to be played. Okay.
I
All right.
had an oopsie.
24 you said, or 25?
25.
Got it. Okay. Noted. Boop. Okay. Bing
That's it.
bing. Okay. Raccoon is going to can't do that. It's too close. Raccoon's going to fire their pistol as Gil is in melee, so doing Cloud of Daggers again with Gil in melee with a creature again would be a bad idea.
Again.
Do it again. Yeah.
Raccoon
Do it.
Raccoon levels their pistol and pulls the trigger, but the bullet sails wide. Raccoon's still not like quite like versed in the usage of a flintlock at this point. The automaton has been taken by surprise, so we're skipping its turn. For you, Caleb, with Zephyr on deck.
Okay, let's see if I can do this with disadvantage. Well, actually, there's no point. That was such a low roll that there's no point in rolling the next.
Okay. Caleb, you fire your shot, and it shatters against this light wall, blocking some attacks from hitting the machine directly.
The thing about the first roll is I would have missed regardless of disadvantage.
Well,
Yeah.
The only thing rolling for the second roll would be like, just see if I net one.
Yeah. Basically, it's like how with advantage you roll to see if you crit. Here, you roll to see if you crit fail.
You want me to see if I crit fail?
If you want. You guys already kind of
I did do worse.
Yeah,
I had a 4 the first roll and a 2 the second.
Okay. Actually, it just occurred to me this is actually legitimately important for the use of firearms. What exactly was your roll? I know it was bad, so it's not going to hit, but what was it?
2.
Do
you want it with modifier?
No, yeah, that doesn't matter here. As you pull the trigger, the weapon actually misfires. That's a thing with firearms, is that they can misfire.
Can muskets do that? I don't know if his
remind me again what you rolled, Hunter?
He rolled 2, but
2.
Yeah. If he rolls a 1 or a 2, then the musket misfires.
If he rolled a 1, was it going to explode in his face?
Well, since I probably wouldn't have, again, since you guys already kind of have the advantage here with your fucking ambush, I wouldn't have penalized you too badly because it's already going to misfire. So, Caleb, as you level your weapon and pull the trigger, you see a blinding flash of light, and you actually have to like drop it as it burns horribly in your against your palms. And as your eyes the spots in your eyes clear, you see that there is some noticeable cracks and damage around the hammer and barrel of the firearm.
Is it unusable now?
You can fix it, but you'll have to make the time to fix it. So it has to be repaired, and you can't do it mid-combat. It would take too long.
Well, that's Caleb out of the fight.
All right. If that's it for your turn,
oh boy.
Yep, Zephyr, you're up. Lucien on deck, and when Lucien goes up, the fight will.
Weapon in this bitch.
Lucien, once you go, the proper initiative will be started. So bear that in mind. Okay. So Zephyr, you're up. What do you want to do?
Alright then. Let me see here how far away I can go. Yeah, I'll do that. Why not? I will go over here.
Okay.
And then now with not disadvantage, in fact I will have advantage. I'm gonna shoot the robot.
Go for it. Sorry, make me a roll with advantage, my friend.
First roll. Ooh, very low. Well, I don't have to
That's what advantage is for.
Yeah, advantage. 24, the second roll.
That is going to hit. Roll for damage.
Yes, and then
Had advantage.
Yeah, I have advantage because
kobolds are pack hunters. So whenever, in this case, Gil is near an enemy, it gives Zephyr advantage automatically.
Wouldn't that just? But isn't he at a range where he'd have disadvantage?
No,
he moved into range where he wouldn't have disadvantage, and now has advantage because of Gil being in melee range with him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
My range is a little longer, but and I got a 7 for my weapon, and then I shall roll for my sneak attack.
Sneak attack, yep.
Ooh, nice. 13, so a total of 20.
Nice. All right. Zephyr, you lower your crossbow, and as you slide into place, you pull the trigger. And Gil, as your attack that managed to hit is cleaving, and you can see that light sparkling and dissipating off of the hilt of your sword, you see one of Zephyr's bolts fly through it, and you hear this metallic as some of the metal visibly cracks as Zephyr strikes a weak spot in the armor. Is that it for you, Zephyr?
Hold on. Let's see here. What could I do?
I realized I missed something I could have done.
Oh, what was it?
I have cunning action, so as a bonus action, I could have hid.
Well, you can go ahead and roll for stealth if you want. Your turn was just before Zephyr, so I don't mind.
I guess what I
That's
will
going to be
do.
28.
Okay, noted.
What I will do is I will also do my cunning action and dash here.
All right, dashed away, my kobold friend.
Get behind this water
All right.
fountain.
All right, Gil, as you glance back, you see Zephyr sliding behind the cover of one of the disused and now covered in rubble stone fountains. All right, we are now in proper initiative. Lucian, you're up.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
The robot can fight back.
I will extend my hand towards the robot, and I am going to cast Guiding Bolt at 2nd level.
Okay, by all means.
Okay, let's roll. Ooh, that's really good. 24.
Okay, that is a hit. Roll for damage.
Okay. Ooh, yay. 21 radiant damage.
All right, 21 radiant damage. Nice.
And then for my bonus action, I'm going to smack it with my spiritual weapon. Smack, smack.
Make a smack.
Ooh, 23.
That is a hit. Roll for damage.
Rolling good tonight. An extra 7 damage.
Okay.
That is
Out of curiosity, what's the weapon?
It's a saber.
It's a saber.
It's like it's one of those small swords, like kind of like a rapier, but a little bit more curved.
The Jedi have arrived.
Okay.
No, like, have you ever seen like a picture of a queen and she's holding like the little orb thing, and then like in her other hand she has like that staff thing?
Oh, a scepter.
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to
Oh, a
say.
scepter. You're saying saber. That's a sword.
Oh, I'm sorry.
When I think saber, I would think
I meant
lightsaber.
scepter.
Okay, scepter. All right.
There you go. I drew
So-
a line with a ball on it for a scepter.
So Lucian, as Gil is basically like holding open the force field protecting this machine, you fire your guiding bolt in the you and Zephyr just laying into the hole in its defenses that Gil's created, and you see metal sparks and oil actually fly off from the impact of the guiding bolt before your scepter comes down. You actually see some of the force field above it shatter like glass as the scepter bashes down on its head, and you can see cracks in the glass of its helmet form as it gives like a desperate, like almost pleading
I do not need these emotions over a robot.
Carol, you're up. Gil on deck.
You do. Yeah, baby. Yeah, boy. You good boy.
Yes, he is.
Kara?
Oh, I forgot I was
I'm here, sorry.
So Kara, you're up. Gil on deck.
Is it really a good idea to kill something? Just kind of to herself.
Garo kind of looks back at you and just kind of swishes its tail.
Swoosh.
Well, I'll move up.
Okay.
I know. You need your ears cleaned, don't you?
Okay,
I can hear you.
Oh.
There we go.
Okay. So you move up, standing close to where Garrow is and where Zephyr had been prior. What would you like to do?
Okay. Well, what abilities do I have? No. I doubt Beast Bond would work on it.
What is the flavor text of Beast Bond?
Telepathic link is one beast you can touch that is friendly to you or charmed by you.
Yeah, it's a beast. This is a construct, so no.
Yeah.
I don't think it's friendly to us anymore.
Well, it isn't attacking yet, so I guess try to shoot it again then.
You all right?
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and make an attack roll. Do you have disadvantage at this range?
Yeah, I can't really move that far.
Yeah, so you roll with disadvantage, but you may still try to shoot it.
13.
All right. Again, shatters against the shield it's putting up.
These are pillars, right? The circle things.
No, those
Yeah,
are the abandoned fountains.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, right over here.
Okay. Noted. All right.
Oh,
Gil, you're up.
blue.
Okay. I'm going to double smack it again.
All right.
Schmack, schmack.
Roll to attack.
Attack me.
Okay, 18 for the first one and 20 for the second.
Both of those hit. Roll for damage.
But do a lot of damage.
Ooh. I know.
I'm thinking to myself, a devastating weapon to give to Gil, or just essentially give to those two. Roll high. Would be one of those weapons where if you roll crit,
If you roll really well, it does extra damage.
no, if you roll a crit, you just behead them.
They can hear you.
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
49.
49.
Okay.
What?
49.
Because he hit twice with the flame tongue, so it did a total of 49
Oh,
damage.
this is damage roll. I thought
Yeah.
that was a hit. I was like,
Yeah.
excuse me?
Okay.
Yes, I'm a god.
Even then, it's still like all your rolls were almost maxed there.
Mm-hmm. All right. You keep using your shoulder. It's very painful of experiencing it on your skin, but you force this shield to stay open, almost like you're trying to keep a set of doors from closing, and stab into it, leaking oil and mechanical parts as it gives out an increasingly distorted as you're increasingly damaging and draining it, but it is still clinging on. Raccoon is going to have to take their action to use their pistol, as still most of their spells aren't really going to be super useful at this range, or rather in this scenario with Gil up in the,
Don't
in
they
the
have to
melee.
reload?
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
Okay, I thought you said they're
Okay.
using their pistol.
Yeah, I was saying they're like reloading it. And with the last scraps of its health, it is now the automaton's turn. I would like Gil, Lucian, and I'll roll for Raccoon to please make me a dexterity save.
Ooh, okay.
Is it going to unload with the Gatling gun?
Quite possibly.
Dexterity save.
Good thing I am over here.
Good thing I can roll.
23.
Okay.
Good thing I can roll. Shit, 11.
Okay. Gil and Raccoon succeed. Lucy and you fail. And don't worry, Gil. I will take into account that since your rage, it's already half to begin with.
Everyone.
Oh, I failed.
Oh yeah.
It's
Wait, what's the fail?
Oh,
the
I
dexterity
got an
save.
11.
What's the fail?
assuming
Dex.
more than 11. Well,
What
he's saying
happens if you fail?
Oh,
Do you take damage?
you take
or
more
more damage rather.
Yeah. You take the full
So you
damage.
take more damage for failing.
Yeah, well, you take the full damage, and then you take half if you.
Okay. So Lucine will take that much. Gil's raging, so okay. Gil 5 piercing damage, Raccoon 9, Lucian 18. As Gil, you see the machine glance up at you with the last of its strength. You can actually see parts falling off of it as you hear it let out in garbled Elvish, activating rotary cannon, as it twists itself around to become a tripod once more and bring down that spinning series of cannons to bear. And Gil, you can feel the iron hot slugs go through you to hit Lucian and Raccoon behind you. As all of you outside of the garden see, or those taking cover, see the three of them just getting mowed by this gunfire that's faster than any weapon you've ever seen. And Gil, as you're forced to kind of step back as bullet wounds begin to bleed profusely, you see the machine's regular, not weaponized arm form into a claw and begin to create sparks down one of the wounds you created as it repairs itself.
You hit like a girl.
I feel defensive.
Like, you hit me
As-
like a little girl.
Defensive.
Still, like, half the party's a girl or girls. So.
Okay. And let me double check. All right. With that, I would just making sure it's done everything it can do. Yeah. Okay. All right. That is the end of its turn. Caleb, you're up. Zephyr on deck.
Okay, so what happened to all the muskets that the enemy had? Did we like take them back to camp?
Yeah. Other than the ones you guys kept, you just put them in the car in your cart that you left outside of town.
How many turns would it take for Caleb to return to camp to get a new gun?
Camp is like a couple hours away, at least on foot.
Even though you're faster than everyone except for Zephyr, you're still taking a while.
Okay, so basically, by the time Caleb got there and got back, this fight's probably over.
Long over.
Probably.
Caleb is going to continue hiding.
Okay. You've already rolled stealth, so unless the machine sees you, you should be fine as you are. Zephyr, you're up. Lucine on deck.
Alrighty then. I will, yes, proceed to shoot it with my crossbow.
Roll. I was gonna say go for it, but I immediately went to roll for it, which is also applicable. So go for it.
Yeah. Go roll for it.
Yeah, I realized after I said it that would sound better, but I'd already committed.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that hits. First one's a 22. Second one's a natural 1, so let's not do that one.
Well, I mean, like, can we negotiate? No, I'm kidding. Roll for damage.
All right. So 1d8 plus 4, not 2, 6, and then 3d6, which is 8 damage. Good. So a total of 14 damage.
Okay. You level your crossbow, and fire and strike into. You can see its head is still slightly vulnerable behind the tripod it's formed. However, you see that your bolt is actually kind of withered as it pierces through the shield. And as it impacts, you know you hit it and hit it pretty good at that, but you feel like it did a lot less damage than it really should have. Anything else you want to do?
I mean, and I feel comfortable with my spot.
Okay. Lucian, you're up. Caro on deck.
Yeah.
Oh, I was talking and I realized I was on mute. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all good.
I was saying, looking at the construct, can I tell like how it's doing at this point?
It's bad. It's having to repair itself constantly just to stay standing.
Okay, I will cast. Let's see, what should I cast?
Don't cast Cure Wounds.
I will cast Guiding Bolt again, but this time only at first level.
Okay.
22.
That's a hit. Roll for damage.
15 radiant damage.
How do you want to do this?
Okay. So I wanna kind of like reach forward and like extend my hand outward and just try to like blow a hole through its like torso or something.
Blow a hole through.
Yeah, just want to blow a hole through it. Dobby, stop.
Go straight through Gil and blow a hole through it.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, Gil's like kind of having to stand at an angle anyway because he's trying to hold the shield open. So,
Yeah.
all right. As Gil continues to force the front of its shield open, although Gil, you can actually feel the skin on your palms getting gradually eaten away, almost like the shield is getting reinforced as it enters rotary cannon mode. But that's not a problem for Lucian as you rear back and cast your guiding bolt, and you see this glowing light rocket through the air before piercing clean through the metal. And Lucian, you can actually see several metallic internal parts blow out the back and scatter across the what used to be the floor of the manor. As Gil, you step back, and the machine with this massive hole in its torso just stands, and you see the light flicker, and you see it kind of weakly raise the cannon on its arm, flicker. And it gives one final before finally you see it part of its body cave in under its own weight as it finally collapses into a scrap heap.
All right.
Oh, that's done.
Do you want me to see if it's if this or the pillars are magical? I can still do that.
Do both.
Yeah. If I can get like if I get close enough to the pile of junk now, is it close to like a pillar?
The machine was in the center of the pillars when it engaged all of you. So, all right, and for the record, we don't need the battle map anymore. That was just reference for the fight itself. Good job, everyone. Solid teamwork. Because I'll freely admit, I was a little worried going in that fight would be too much for everyone. That rotary cannon's nasty if you're not guaranteed to pass its saves.
Oh, so Gil would have been fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I have. Where's?
Why did I run?
Wow. That should not be. No.
What happened?
No.
He's like cracking jokes that he shouldn't have bothered running away from it.
Yeah.
Okay, I have detect magic somewhere. There it is. Okay, so it is 30 feet. So is at least one of the pillars within 30 feet of the dead body?
Oh, easily.
Okay, so I'll just go
but real
there.
quick, because I don't want anyone to get left behind. Caro, Zephyr, and Caleb, what are you guys doing?
Well, now that Caleb sees it's defeated, Caleb will come out of hiding
Caro,
with his broken weapon in tow.
yeah, Caro, you see Caleb step out from the building that you know he likes to hide in to have an elevated position, and see that the musket he's been toting proudly is now pretty visibly damaged and will likely need some repairs.
Oof.
Books.
I guess I'll creep forward and go investigate the construct.
Okay. Are you looking for anything in particular, or just kind of looking it over?
Just looking it over.
Maybe an investigation check.
Okay.
Zephyr, you see Caro followed shortly by your brother step into the garden. Caro heading towards the
Caleb
machine.
looks very sad that his new weapon's broken.
I'm gonna go to Gil.
Okay. Zephyr, as you and Lucian are looking over the pillars, Zephyr approaches.
There it is.
You're a little far from the mic.
I was just gonna say hi.
So, if we
Not the case.
put this on the cart and sell it,
Not a bad idea.
Is all you two think about is money?
well, I mean, this heap
I got a
of
16.
it's not doing anyone else anything. So,
Okay. And sorry. So, Kara, how'd you do on investigation?
16.
Okay. You flick through the various scattered, being careful not to hurt yourself on the very visibly sharp machinery. And you're not a technician, so a lot of what you're looking at is complete Greek to you. But from what you're able to see, it had 3 major weapons on it. You see the cannon on its arm and the 2 on its back. The one on the left of its back was the rotary one that you had seen like tear into your friends. The other was the one that you've never seen, but you have presume you've heard, as it looks more like cannons that you're familiar with, albeit it's a lot more. It looks like it was refined looking at one point, but time and like the elements have not been kind to it. All of which are just laying in a heap among the other parts. However, the helmet, other than some cracks in the glass, appears to still be more or less intact. And as you kind of lift up the helmet to look through the glass, you can see an array of mechanical parts that you still see what appears to be a small, almost something akin to an arm, but tiny, still making sparks inside the helmet, almost as if it's still weakly attempting to defend itself or repair itself as the life leaves it.
Can I take the helmet?
Absolutely, it's easy enough to remove, especially with the
I'll
body.
pocket it like I'm in Animal Crossing.
All right, so you put the still lightly flickering helmet in your backpack.
While they do that, I'm going to go over to between the pillar and the dead construct and start casting detect magic.
Okay. So, Caleb, as you approach, sad about the loss of your new favorite toy, Caro, you look up as you finish your stowing. All of you gather around the rubble of what was once the manor of Sunspot. And Lucian, you cast Detect Magic. And as this magical aura pings off of you and encompasses these pillars, you do get some feedback, but you all can see Lucian's face kind of wrinkle a little bit. As Lucian, you do recognize that you're getting some sort of response, but it's nothing you've ever noticed, or rather in this case detected before. It's nothing that can be identified as magic, at least as you understand it. You're basically sort of getting the detect magic equivalent of white noise. You just this sort of like itchy, staticky feeling coming to you as you overlook the auras that these pillars are giving off. and Gil, and Caleb as well. As the two of you step into the manor and look around, looking at the pillars now that you can actually see them close up, you see that there are 5 pillars all gathered in this circle, and all of them have phrases written on them in a language that is foreign to the bulk of you and not foreign to you, Lucian, but you're occupied at the moment. But Caleb, if I recall correctly, you said you could read Elvish.
Yes.
Caleb and Gil, you can both read the phrases that are written on these pillars. And Gil, as you kind of gently, kind of cautiously touch one, it's this smooth sort of. You expect to feel something akin to rock, but it's very smooth and cold. Nothing you've ever felt before. And the two of you can translate the phrases, as can you, Lucian, once you kind of snap out of your stupor, still kind of irritated by this itchy white noise you're getting from detect magic. It's almost, you almost feel like you're about to have a magical allergic reaction to it.
Mm-hmm.
As all the 3 of you who can read Elvish look over it, you see the 3 phrases written on all of these columns uniformly is. The top phrase says, "Where does beauty lie?" The one below says, "What is thicker than water?" And the one below that says, "What is the voice of a generation?" And all of you can see this. You can see phrases, but like not in a language the rest of you understand. But all of you can easily make out that there are symbols carved into each of these pillars. You see one that's recognizable as an eye, one that appears to be a smiling, grinning mouth, one that appears to be a hand, one that appears to be a pointed elvish ear, and 3 vertical lines that are kind of wavy, kind of swishing side to side.
So did you say that there are other languages on these, or is it just
No,
Elvish?
I was pointing out that only the people who can read Elvish know what the phrases say, which is why I was pointing out to them.
Can you repeat the phrases for me?
Where does beauty lie? What is thicker than water? What is the voice of a generation?
I think I know the answer.
So should we
It
break
sounds
it?
like a riddle.
It is a riddle.
So should we break it?
So look at the eyes. What is beauty? It is in the eye of the beholder, is it not? What is
Caleb
thicker
knows
than
the phrase.
water? Blood, right?
And
I was
yes,
gonna
Caleb?
check if we knew those phrases before we assume that.
Yeah, like those are pretty commonplace analogies.
Well, this is a different culture and all that.
Well, yeah, but like, yeah, you are familiar with the concepts of like blood is thicker than water and beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
And what was
What
the
was
other
the
one?
third one?
What is the voice of a generation?
An ear.
Is that a
Yeah.
well-known phrase?
It sounds familiar, so yes.
Yeah, it
but
sounds
I'm not
very
sure.
familiar. Okay, so do you think that it has to do with these pillars? That like, do you think like we have to activate them somehow?
What to activate?
But why would we want to do that?
Maybe like I don't know. Maybe there's something about
So
them.
can
Like
Caleb
I can't.
Caleb's over there, right?
Yeah, everyone's gathered
I
in the
can't
manor.
put my finger on
You
it,
didn't
but
move me
there's
there.
something like really weird.
Oh, like I
about
said, we don't need
these-
the battle map anymore because this is just roleplay.
Oh.
There's something
Bye.
really weird about these pillars. I don't get like the normal reaction from these pillars like I usually do when I detect magic. It's weird.
Weird as it may be, do we really want that? That doesn't change the fact that activating them
We
as
don't
we.
know what it could do.
Yes.
But we don't know what it cannot do.
You don't know what. You don't know.
It could be
That's
good
just
or it
silly.
could be bad. Yes. Your phrasing.
That's just
Ridiculous.
a silly way to look at it. That's like.
I kind of shrug.
It could, kill us all, or it could, drop random.
It could lead us somewhere like.
Or it could
Maybe
just
it could
kill
lead
us.
us somewhere.
Without
could
more
lead us.
information, it's
We
not
don't
worth
know.
the risk.
You're right. You are correct. We do not know. So, do you really want to test your knowledge or test your curiosity and see what this?
And we have a we are one of the few people who know about what's going on with all the Icar Beast stuff. If we die, then they all but win.
It's true. Okay, what are we gonna do about these two possible other constructs that are coming? Are we going to
I
wait
don't
for
think
them?
they exist. I think looking at this robot's responses, or whatever it is, this construct's responses, I don't think it really knows what it's doing, and I think it thinks there's reinforcements coming, but they're just never going to come. It doesn't seem to really actually be aware of what the actual situation is.
Well, either way, Gil is going to take out his great sword, and he's just going to break the pillars.
Make an attack roll.
Seems like a really bad idea.
Oh, you
That
probably.
could also be bad, I'm going to point out.
I
It
could
might be
dispel
better
magic.
just-
Do you want me to do that first, Gil?
It's probably better just to dispel it.
I'm gonna try to dispel magic.
Let him break it, you know.
Yeah. Well, while he
And
does
then we
that,
all could die.
yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna.
Well-
We can just simply walk away while they die.
While he is being stupid, I'm gonna go ahead and try to dispel magic.
Okay.
That was 22.
Okay. Gil, do you want to wait for Lucian or just do your thing?
Well, he's not paying attention. He's just like, okay,
Swing. So, yes, he's not waiting.
Let's
Alright.
break some things.
And I have Caleb put some distance between him, like quickly.
Absolutely.
And
Caleb, you start to kind of book it down the garden, only throwing a glance over your shoulder to see what happens. As Gil, you reach back with your sword and strike, and it bounces off, and you accomplish nothing but hurting your palms.
Caleb's like, well, now we know that attacking it just hurts you.
I'm fine.
And Lucian, you cast your dispel magic, and remind me again what dispel magic does, just so I can
Okay.
make sure it applies here.
Choose any creature, object, or magical effect within the range. Any spell of third or lower on the target ends. For the spell of fourth or higher on target, make an ability using your spell casting ability. DC equals 10 plus the spell's level.
Yeah, it will remove any magical effect within its range. Within its within its one that she chooses.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's 120 feet. So like whatever effect that these things are
Unless
doing,
it's a
I just
higher
want to
level.
end whatever effect it is.
Unless it's a
Okay.
ninth level
Unless it's
spell.
a higher level than the dispel.
Well,
It's
then you would have
14.
to
My
roll
DC
for
is
it.
14.
Oh no,
Okay.
not your D.
No, it's
But-
10. It's 10 plus the level of that I
No, it's
cast it in.
it's the spell that you have to counter. If it's a ninth level spell on that tower, you have to count it's 10 plus 9. It's based off the spell you're trying to counter.
No, it reads, for each of the spell 4th level or higher on the target, make an ability check using your spell casting ability. The DC
And then
equals
that
10
check has
plus
to
the level.
equal that
Yes.
number that Austin gave.
Yeah, so
Right.
it's saying the DC is equal 10 plus the spell's level.
Right.
So you stretch out your hands, say a prayer to your goddess, and dispel magic. And
Ninth level
you feel the field overwhelm this small little area. Nothing happens, and you still have that kind of itchy allergy-like feeling from whatever air these things are giving off.
It is
I
too
don't
powerful for you.
I don't think that it worked. I never claimed to be like the best like spellcaster in y'all. You know, it was
So it's
just a
not magic.
suggestion.
Or it was just simply too high level.
Well, even then.
Well,
she
yeah,
could
even if it
roll
was
for
ninth level, she would have gotten a chance to roll.
Yeah, she could roll for it. It would unlikely that she would get it, but she could roll. Well,
She could try.
I'd say unlikely to her, but still.
See, but she would have had to have nat 20 because I think
Well-
matching it's a fail, right?
Well, no, you can add your modifier, like I think your plus. I think her wisdom.
It's plus
so
6.
plus 4. No,
Is matching it a
It's your
fail
plus
or
four.
a pass?
Meets
Yeah.
beats.
Yeah. If it meets it, it beats it.
yeah, but even then, again, she can add her wisdom modifier. So
Hmm.
Oh.
either way, so that seems neither one of you accomplished anything.
I still think that we should do something about these. If I go up to the pillar with the eyeball on it, is there anything besides the writing on it?
Make an investigation check.
Investigation.
Investigation. 22.
As you look around it, not that you can see, it appears to be smooth. Although as you rub your hands along it, you also kind of similarly to Gil, it's like very cold and uncomfortable. The closest you can think of is steel, but like this is not like any steel you've ever seen.
Like, what if I run my hand on the eyeball? Is it like a button or a lever or?
As you guys watch as Lucian kind of runs their hand along the writing and the eyeball and kind of gives a few gentle pushes. Nothing.
Quick question.
What's up?
The animal corpses, are they still around?
Yes, but they are very heavily rotted.
I want to go find one.
Okay. Easy enough to do. They're everywhere. So
It probably smells bad.
I'm
you
going
find.
to take my dagger. I'm going to cut off an ear, take out an eyeball, and get some blood.
Oh my god. I don't think you
Get-
can get blood though.
Uh,
The
Yeah,
from a
fuck,
corpse?
Jeremy?
you'll need something to put the blood in if you plan to grab blood, but
I'll
Wouldn't the
Yeah.
blood be rotted by
Grab-
now?
the
I
body.
don't know
The
that
body.
much about. Uh,
It would be
um,
concealed, but it'd still be there.
so do you have something to put the blood in?
No, I'm going to carry the corpse.
Okay. So you find a very heavily rotted rabbit body, and start heading back. In the meanwhile, Caleb and Kara, what are the two of you doing? I want to make sure everyone's involved.
Carol was just watching this display in horror.
Horror. So, yeah.
All right, Caleb.
What?
What you doing?
Oh, Caleb's gonna keep his distance, but watch what happens on these pillars.
Okay. So Kara, you see
Just in
Caleb
case-
kind of.
I mean,
staying-
obviously, if they do something like summon Cthulhu, there's nothing he can do about that. But if it's just like a trap, he won't be in the area.
And that's what matters, really. So, Kara, you see Caleb kind of keeping his distance, hanging out near the gate, while you're kind of in the middle between the two.
Just imagine he's doing like that thing. Like, you ever seen that in a show where like there'll be like a kid like who's just like
Yeah, hiding behind something.
and then they'll like peek out real for a second and then hide.
You're like that
behind it
kid in
again.
Hey Arnold who has that.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking the same thing. Okay, Gil, you take your rotted rabbit back into the remains of the manor.
And he said on the floor there were symbols for the eye, ear, and all of that.
Is he gonna shove the corresponding body parts into the shapes?
Pretty much.
Oh, remember the shapes are on the pillars.
Yeah, and he's just gonna squish those parts against.
Yeah, just
it,
because
I
he said they
guess.
were on the floor, so I was correcting that.
I was asking.
But yeah, no, they're on the pillars below the Elvish writing.
I will try that.
All right.
On the ground, on next to the pillars, is there anything like a box or like a pad or anything like that we can put something in it?
Make an investigation check.
Okay.
We made a lot of investigation checks.
Oh, we're doing a lot of investigating.
Trying to figure out how this thing works.
It's a puzzle that I'm very interested in, and Lucian's just like, she's not willing to leave it alone right now. Investigation, that
Mr.
would be a
Walker is gonna be like,
19.
should I go bring our camp over here?
I'm sorry, 19.
Okay. Searching around, you don't find any like boxes or pads or anything, but you do find something that kind of catches your eye. You kind of shift aside some of the rubble that's kind of crowding around the base of the pillars now, and you see that the floor of the manor is pretty much perfectly intact, albeit the wood still rotten and burned. And as you start pushing some of it aside, you see that there is a slightly elevated part, very, very slight, with a line running across it, almost, and the area you're currently standing / leaning on is almost distended, but very, very slightly.
Okay, so it's like a mini. It's like a what?
Basically, the ground all of you are gathered in is
Mhm.
very, very slightly lower than the rest of the manor floor, and you can see a very thin line where that elevation change occurs.
Okay, so
But that's the only
maybe
notable stuff you see gathered around the pillars outside of the rubble of the manor.
maybe you should put the eye there. I don't know.
I'm going to try her suggestion.
Okay, first make me a survival check to try and like utterly.
Harvest
Gouge
the
out
organs
an
of
eye.
this dead
Yeah.
rabbit.
Make a survival check.
He's like harvesting the organs of this dead
I'm not
rabbit.
okay with this, by the way, Gil. I'm just trying to find out what the puzzle is.
What's the puzzle?
I want the puzzle.
16.
It is not a clean job, and I can't go into detail on how bad it is because of Twitch guidelines, but you have an eye and then some of this rabbit.
Oh
Yeah.
no. Lucian just kind of.
Gross.
Gross.
Yeah, you
Okay,
gotta
I'm
be
definitely
careful.
never eating meat again.
You gotta be
Meat it
careful with
is.
Twitch. They'll throw the book at a small channel, but they will ignore big channels.
Bye, everyone. see on what VidMe? Is that the new one?
Yeah, you can still do
Dead.
Hey,
YouTube.
we could do Mixer.
There's YouTube.
Mixer's also dead. They both turned.
Whatever.
Mixer's dead too.
Yeah, it's shutting down.
Anyway, so Gil, you, despite Lucian and Caro's
YouTube
disgust and protests, you approach I'm presuming the pillar with the eye on it, and you hold up the eye of rabbit, and nothing happens.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to
The
put
eye and then some of rabbit.
I'm gonna put the eye on the floor in front of the pillar, like on that little raised spot.
Okay. Lucian, you point out the slight elevation change to Gil, and Gil,
You know what I need right now?
bourbon.
Bourbon.
Gil, you lay your eye of rabbit on the floor in front of the pillar. Nothing happens.
Why do you keep saying it like that? Eye of
I'm also
rabbit.
going to do the ear and the blood.
Okay, so you you roughly take off one of the ears and lay it in front of the corresponding pillar. And again, you don't really have anything to put it in, so you can just kind of cut it and let the congealed blood flow. And the manor smells worse, and nothing happens.
All you did was make the place stink. Congratulations.
It already stuck.
Well, you made it stink more.
Well, nobody else had any ideas.
Does anybody else have any ideas? Carol? Do you have any ideas?
I doubt his would use something like a hunted animal.
Oh, so a body, a real body.
So
Real
you mean
fine.
like
No.
a person?
No.
I mean, you did say animal, so.
What
No
are you
bodies.
suggesting? Are you suggesting maybe the construct?
Would the construct have such a thing as blood or
It has that big one eyeball.
And it had the
I
oil.
think it technically had 4.
oil.
Well, if you think about the answers of the riddles, would it be bodies?
Don't know. Like, I know that the beauty is in the eye of the beholder, so like I thought, something had to do with this eyeball pillar.
Gil's got another idea.
Oh no.
He's going to look at the pillar very close, like have his eye like right there.
Try to make eye contact with the pillar with the one with the eye.
Yeah.
Okay. So Gil, you approach and crouch in front of the pillar, and get eye to eye with the symbol. And all of you,
And
Gil
it's
yourself
right in front of
included,
you guys.
startle slightly as the eye panel flicks up, and you see this bright greenish, almost like acidic color. And you all see, Gil, you don't see this. You just see it kind of get brighter, but all of you see Gil's entire face glow the same brightish green color as a light scans him up and down before retracting, and the panel flicks shut.
Fuck.
He's gonna put his ear against the other one.
You press your ear up against the other one. Nothing happens.
See it. Ear.
Fine. I put my ear next to it.
Nothing happens.
What did the second one say?
The phrases you see written are, "Where does beauty lie? What is thicker than water? And what is the voice of a generation?"
Caleb is gonna come and be like, "Let me try. Maybe it doesn't like you."
Okay, try it.
Voice
Caleb's
of a
gonna do what
generation.
Gil did.
To the eye one?
Children.
Yeah.
No. No. You go to the ear one. The voice of a generation is within the children.
Children.
Yes.
Wasn't there a mouth on it?
Yeah, you see there's a mouth, an eye, a hand, an ear, and 3 wavy lines.
So you go to the mouth.
When voice to be okay, Caleb
Yeah,
will
go
just
to the
kinda
mouth.
look at the mouth.
You stand in front of the mouth, Caleb, kind of look at it. Nothing happens.
Caleb's gonna look
Um,
at the eye.
As you get eye level with it, pardon my pun, you all see the same thing happen. However, as the scan completes, you see it, and Caleb, you can see this as well. You see it flash red and shut.
Oh.
Interesting.
I'm pretty sure, just
Didn't
like the
like me.
construct, it doesn't really care for anyone that's not a certain race.
But see, like it didn't do that for Gil. What if I do it?
I mean, saying didn't it flash green for Gil since elf?
It's true.
And I guess it flashed. I guess it doesn't like humans.
Well,
I want to try putting
Does it
my
flash
mouth
red?
next to the one. And
One more time?
Elvish. I'm gonna put my mouth next to the one for the voice of the generation, and say, in Elvish, child.
Password accepted.
And
Everyone's just looking around for this mysterious voice.
Okay.
and then for the
so
what is thicker than water?
Let me
Gil-
cut you.
you're gonna cut him with.
Because if you do it, it's gonna be ink.
Well, I don't. That's
Okay. I'll pass
I
on my
think
knife.
that was the case, actually.
I slice
was
his.
the
I slice
idea.
his palm.
As you slice what, Lucian?
His palm.
As you slice his palm, you see the bubbling black liquid
See.
begin to emerge.
Fuck.
I'm pretty sure.
Who doesn't have it? Who
Lucian,
doesn't have it?
Yeah, you got it.
Carol.
Oh, okay.
Cut me.
Cut me. I don't think that's works.
I don't have a knife.
I'll pass her my knife.
Okay. Gil hands you a knife, Kara.
Okay, I'll give him a small cut.
This time the blood flows red.
There you go.
I'm going to smear it on the little
Just
spot.
Wait, did you grab their hand?
Yeah,
Oh.
they
Rip.
well, they said. well,
Constitution saving throw.
yeah, sure. Make a Constitution save, Gil.
Well, I forgot.
1 second.
I can just heal you.
Well, it's poison. But, I mean, yeah.
I gotta.
It doesn't do damage. It just poisons them.
And what'd you get, Gil?
Hang on, I had to pull up the app. My computer died.
It's all good.
I have a lesser restoration if you get poisoned.
But Constitution.
Yeah, Constitution save.
24.
I'm assuming that beats it, Carol.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's not a particularly hard save. So,
Yeah.
Gil, you can feel your hand begin to like tingle and like stiffen, but you manage to kind of clench through it as red blood now begins to flow from your other palm, and you smear it against the hand, and you see before your palms even made contact with it, the same thing. The panel flies up, and you see the same kind of acidic green color before where the handprint had been.
Okay.
You want to touch it?
Yes.
You gently press your palm against it, and you see that same light begin to encompass your hand. Up and down before you pull back as the panel shuts.
Shit.
What happens?
You look around. Nothing seems to be happening.
Do I see any other things that might need to be done?
Make an investigation check, but Lucian, I will, because you have keen mind, I'll give you a freebie. Plus, this would be kind of mean of me because I feel like you guys in and out of character probably forgot. Caleb did make an incorrect attempt before you guys figured out the puzzle. So technically, the eye part has still gone undone.
Oh, you have to go scan your eyeball.
Oh, I'll look at it. I'll look at it
Caleb's
again.
also gonna back off from the depression in the floor just in case it's a trapdoor.
Okay. While Gil does this, Zephyr and Kara, what are you doing?
Zephyr will be there to watch. I mean, he actually doesn't think this is a trap or anything, because more or less.
So convoluted to be a trap.
Yeah, well, it's convoluted and it's also for elves. It sounds like it's meant for elves, and that I don't know why they would attack their own kind. So.
What if it wasn't made by the elves?
That's what I'm thinking.
I'm just gonna pet Garrow while we watch.
All right. You doing all right?
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't really have anything to say. It's just kind of weird.
All right. Caro, Garrow, and Zephyr, you three stand alongside each other. Raccoon kind of looking at everyone a bit nervously as Caleb, you start to retreat towards across the garden again. And Lucian, you step back slightly as Gil lowers himself to eye level. Same thing happens. And there's a pause, and you hear below your feet, "Welcome to Edict." And you see steam begin to rise from the ground, and rubble all around you guys' feet begin to shift and vibrate. As Gil, you see several bits of rubble start to fall and give way as the floor you and Lucian are standing on begins to literally split at the middle, creating this big cavernous hole where the floor of the manor had once been.
Oh my god, I jumped back.
Get on
Sorry,
you.
Carol.
Yeah.
Hi. What the fuck?
Gil's gonna do. Gil jumps in.
Caleb's gonna walk up and look at this.
Gil.
I want to play it as he falls in. It throws him off.
Oh, that was going to happen anyway. Gil, as you jump before the hole has even finished splitting to the outer rims of this circle
I
of
don't like
stones.
the way Matthew said that.
You all see Gil jump in, followed immediately by "Ooh, ah," and the sound of like flesh against stone. Gil, you take a tumble down a set of stairs, bud.
You would. You fucking would.
You take 5 bludgeoning damage.
You would. I guess we have to go after his stupid ass.
As you
Come
all
on,
gather,
everybody.
Caleb finally approaching. As you all gather, the floor stops at the outer rims of the stones, and you see Gil currently midway collapsed down a long set of stairs that goes into the darkness underground.
More than 5 bludgeoning damage from that.
Well, to be fair, it wasn't that long of a fall. It was more the tumble.
You just said it was a long fall.
No, the stairs go down for a long way, but basically he only jumped
but his head would be bashing against the fucking ground.
I mean, I can have him take more bludgeoning damage if you want.
I'm just saying,
it's just in the game. It's based on the distance you fall, not the content of the fall. Generally, unless it's like spikes or something.
Gil, I think you need to come back up here. We have things to do. We can always come back.
What are those things?
This is great. I know it is great. This is amazing. We just discovered that city.
It could be where the magic items are.
Down here.
I mean, yeah, the people are obviously probably down there.
Zephyr's going down there.
All right. Lucian, as you and Gil are arguing, Gil, you look up with delight as Zephyr just starts calmly walking down the stairs.
Caleb's gonna look to Lucian and be like, and plus we could find something down there that the Star Concord would never think, or Scar Concord, whatever the fuck it's called, would never expect us to have. We could have an advantage on them.
Well, we might as well go. Let's kind of start going.
Caro, Zephyr, Gil, you see Caro and Garo fall in line behind Zephyr.
All right.
And Caleb falls in line behind Caro.
You're outnumbered here.
Fine.
Outnumbered here.
I want to send a message to Agnes.
Don't tell them about Edith yet.
No, I'm just gonna send a message to Queen Sundragon.
Okay.
We're going to be a while.
Hey, it's me.
Hey, girlfriend.
Just so you know, we might be a little late because we are doing a favor for your lieutenant. I will update soon.
Okay. There's a pause before you hear the same upbeat and cheery and brash voice that had greeted you the first time you messaged her. Well, Lieutenant doesn't really narrow it down, sweetheart, but yeah, sure, I'll see you whenever.
God, I love her. Just called Lucian sweetheart. You all just look at Lucian and she's
I
blushing.
could see her being like, okay, girlfriend.
She's blushing.
All right, Lucian, composing yourself after being that highly complimented by a queen, you catch your breath and somewhat cautiously follow behind your allies. And you all head down these stone stairs into the darkness. And as you go, the stone just continues on and on and on. And after about an hour of uninterrupted stair descending, you find yourself at a door made out of the same material as the pillars were, with a very visible dark line down the middle and another one of those acidic green almost panels to the side of it.
Do I see any wording?
Yeah, you have dark vision. Make me an investigation check.
Can I help?
Yeah, make an investigation check with advantage.
So
I don't have
how's Caleb? I think with the only person. Oh no, Kara doesn't have it.
Yeah, Caro and Caleb, you're just going downstairs in silence and darkness because the party hasn't really been talking too much. There is a little
Garrow
bit of
can
light.
see.
Yeah, Garrow can see, so Garrow can kind of guide you. 16.
because I
Yeah.
can't touch him.
And you do not see any wording. However, you recognize the panel as very similar to the one that had scanned your eye and hand.
I'm going to look at it again.
As you kind of get down eye level, the same thing. Caleb, your vision suddenly lights up with just a bright green version of Gil's face.
I didn't
And-
need a close up.
The light goes out, although the panel is still there. You see these stone doors begin to unfurl, almost like a flower blooming, and you see a simple, what appears to be a 10 by 10 box made of the same material, and you hear the voice again. Welcome.
I'm going to go in.
Who was saying that?
I don't know. They sound very friendly though.
Debatable.
Thank you.
What?
Oh.
Oh shit. You're welcome.
Who are you?
I am an automated assistant welcoming all traders to the city of Edict.
Do
Oh,
we know the word
Yeah, fuck those
automated means?
Geogrants.
Do we know what automated means?
Nope.
No, they don't.
Please enter the elevator and I will see you safely along your way.
Yeah, fuck those
Elevator?
Geogrants. Let's go.
Caleb's
Okay.
just like elevator.
It's kind of like that Lizzie thing that we were on when we were kidnapped by these, those bad people that are probably also Geogran. Well, at least I know one of them was Geogran, so there is that.
Gil's just going to go in.
Yeah, that will follow.
All right, so do you all group up in the elevator shaft?
Sure.
Okay. Caleb, as you step on last, still questioning what this strange machine is, the doors shut. And as the door starts shutting, you can see that last little bit of light from up at the very top of the staircase you've descended. The very, very last little bit you can see, that light begins to close as those doors begin to relock themselves as well. And you all feel a vibration like jolting all of you before you feel this strange feeling like you're being like, do you know that kind of squishy internal feeling you get on an elevator? Imagine
Okay,
that if you had
yeah.
no idea what an elevator was.
Oh
What's going on?
no. What is this?
Do not be alarmed. The remaining trip to Edict should take you 2 days on foot, but be reassured, the trip will be completely safe. A peacekeeper will be with you shortly to escort you.
I'm sorry, did you say 2 days?
Yes, 2 days on foot.
We should have brought our horses.
Well, I don't think the horses fit and down the
Horses?
stairs.
That's
You mean
true.
horse?
But still, I mean, I don't think they would fit, and nor inside this elevator. I'm assuming isn't very big.
Yeah, it's like
Weird name.
it's like a 10 by 10 arrangement. A lot of you guys are kind of all pressed up against each other, especially with Garrow.
I just start petting Garrow.
Garrow
Start
kind
giving him
of nestles into your palm.
Just give him scritches up behind the ear.
Mhm.
As you guys begin
Group
to
pet.
as you guys begin your descent, you hear some music begin to come on. Very, very simple music, but music nonetheless.
Elevator music, yeah.
Like Lucian just jumps and like what? What's that?
This is nice.
Would you like to leave a review so I can send it to my superiors?
You're doing
Definitely.
great.
May I pen your review down as 5 stars?
Yes.
Yes.
Whatever that
No.
Be quiet, Zephyr.
Sure.
It's 5 stars.
Don't be
5
mean.
out of 5.
Well, they would know what 5 stars are. They're just like,
I don't know what that means, but you're doing great.
I say
Thank you.
Say 1.5 stars.
Zephyr, you are a 1.5 star.
Your criticism is noted. Do you have any suggestions for potential improvement of my service?
Hmm. Uh,
Yes, Zephyr, if you're going to be like criticizing her, you may as well try to tell her how to do better.
well, to be honest, it's not partially the fact that I wrapped up with you, but you know.
Your complaint has been registered.
More capacity will be added.
So, anything else for you guys, or are you just gonna wait out your trip?
I'm just gonna pet Garrow. I'm missing my cats.
It's not like it's going to take 2 days to get down, right?
Well, they said it will take 2 days on foot, so presumably they're going to let you off somewhere, and then you can proceed from there on your own.
Okay.
The underground. We're gonna start having the underdark.
Question: are we going up or down?
It's a bit hard to tell. You've never really done this before, but judging from that kind of weird feeling in your stomach, at least, it feels like you're going down.
I would assume down. I don't know where we're gonna go upwards.
I feel really weird. Does anybody else feel really weird?
Lucy, and you kind of wince as your ears pop.
What is this?
Feel like I'm
I
falling.
kind of like put my finger in my ear and like jiggle it a little.
It's like we're going to the mountains.
I don't even know if I've ever been in the mountains. No. I know my father has and my mother, but not me.
Because like, I just feel like I'm falling.
Forever falling.
It takes time, about a 20-minute wait in total, before finally Zephyr, to your
God,
especially
20
relief.
minutes, 20
Yeah.
minutes, 20 minutes with this group.
Yep.
Oh God.
Before finally,
But they didn't murder each other.
the doors open once again, and you all kind of quickly stumble out so that you're not immediately elbow to elbow with each other. And as you all find your footing, you find yourself all stepping on that same cold, unyielding material. And as you all look around, those of
Abby,
you
leave her alone.
those of you with dark vision see that you are now in another tunnel. This one just going straight forward, though. While the ceiling and walls are simply the dirt and rock of the tunnel, the floor is sort of filled with this cold, unyielding metal. And above you, you can see a string of thinner metal trailing along the ceiling, almost like the structure you'd see in a mine shaft. But initially you're thinking, I don't see any lanterns, before finally a light comes on. Another light before, yes. Trailing down the tunnel, you see lights begin to turn on.
Well, I guess we walk. I turn around. Hey, voice lady, I thought you said like somebody was gonna meet us here.
There are already peacekeepers along the way. They will meet you halfway along your journey.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
just so you know, it would have been better if somebody was already here.
We do not get visitors incredibly frequently, but your complaint has been noted. I am thankful that you are safe.
I am thankful
I
that
just got this feeling
you're
that
thankful.
this robot is gonna be, it's gonna be like that one robot in that sci-fi movie.
I have a feeling that that person that we left,
Like correct.
like, I have a feeling that person that we left alive is down here, and like this is gonna turn out really bad for us.
It'll be fine.
I just
Or
had
we
this
just-
feeling. You know what I'm
Or
talking
just
about,
take care of it
Matthew?
again.
What's up?
That sci-fi movie where like the robot's on the spaceship and it like takes over the ship.
Oh, Space Odyssey.
Yeah. I almost feel
I
like
was
it's
gonna
gonna
say
be like
Wally because I'm a child.
I mean, that would also be appropriate.
Then there's Hal.
Well, that's the Space Odyssey one.
Is it a space? No. No.
Yeah, HAL
But,
9000. All right, so you guys good to continue
I don't
on?
know. I haven't watched
Yep.
the movie.
Let's
I
that.
just
I
know about
can't
Hal.
let you do that, Dave.
Well, at least a little bit.
Just
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
I sadly have to work tomorrow, but yeah, keep going.
Yeah, that's okay. We're almost to the end of the session. So you guys proceed forward, and it's just long, sterile, boring, brightly lit, thankfully, but regardless, tunnels. And after the first hour, boredom really starts to set in.
Lucian's
Caleb's
just
also
like,
gonna
it's been
ask
1
the
hour.
robot.
It's been 2 hours. It's been 3 hours.
Can Caleb like
It's
ask
been
the?
4 hours.
Can Caleb like ask the voice something?
You can try.
Caleb's gonna be like, Miss Voice, are you still there?
You get no response.
Damn. I hope there's gonna be
really
places we can rest if it's gonna take days.
Hey,
so
Caleb, I got a fun idea.
It's
What?
been 6 hours.
I shoot Lucy.
Do you actually?
Yes.
Back.
I was gonna say,
Oh, no.
I got a better idea.
I'm gonna fucking shoot you back, bitch.
Instead of doing
fighting.
that, I could give her a panic attack.
What?
Watch this. Inflame.
That's dark.
That's mean.
That's dark.
Terrible.
That
That is like.
Do it. Go ahead. Go on.
That's
Make a wisdom save.
horrible.
God damn it, Jeremy.
That's horrible.
That's terrible. It's not fun.
That's going to be a
Like
tough
that-
hole to dig yourself out. Like, everyone in the party thinks I'm an asshole.
Didn't you say he was going to change?
No, he did. He's not gonna be
Pero
reckless.
also dislikes fire because she is a frog.
Frogs don't like fire.
I got a natural 4.
They need to keep themselves moist to
Roll
live.
your wisdom saving
Gil?
modifier.
You perform your incredibly funny prank and watch as Lucian falls to the ground on her knees, crying.
Mhm.
Oh no!
Oh no! What have I done?
Hold up.
I thought this was
Hold up,
going to try to shoot her.
I'm having problems.
We have
You're gonna have to
problems.
repeat everything.
Yeah, Lucian started crying. She failed her save.
Yeah, this is acting.
She's
by the
on her
way.
knees crying.
It's just like it be better than shooting her.
Still debating on the shooting part.
I'm gonna put
Caleb
this
just
one away.
looks to fucking Gil.
She's,
That
like,
was
covering her
terrible,
face.
Gil.
I'm
This is
sorry.
horrible. You're an asshole.
I'm sorry. I put the sword away.
So, should we leave her?
No.
Shut the fuck up.
Lucian, with the sword put away, you collect yourself and shooting Gil a very well-earned dirty look.
I mean that,
I
like
would like-
Matthew.
Actually, I would like to do one thing.
Go for it.
I'm gonna look in my pocket and I'm gonna take a swig of that Star Blast.
Okay.
Matthew, like, what would you do if someone did something like this to you?
I'd slap them, and they deserve it. And make me a con save.
Listen. Ooh, okay, 21.
Okay. You take a swig, and being at least prepared for the effects this time, you still see the kind of like little bright colors, but you're at least tethered to this reality to a certain extent. So you are drugged, but you're at least like conscious, for lack of a better term.
I'm gonna
Caleb
walk
is
up
just
to
like-
Gil. I'm gonna walk up to Gil. My
Slap the
eyes
shit
still
out of him?
streaming. My eyes still streaming with tears. Look at him with a cold look on my face. Rear back my hand and fucking bitch slap him. Like with all of my might.
Gil, you are an asshole.
Zephyr was going to shoot her.
I would have taken it like a
I
woman.
But you can't take her on fire.
Next time I slap you, I will do it with inflict wounds. Do you understand?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I
you
won't.
see,
Hey, I got something Caleb's gonna say.
go for it.
Maybe you should have kicked him between the legs.
I'm not above it right now.
You all see Lucian kind of swaying side to side as, again, while they're still tethered to reality, they are as drunk as someone can reasonably get without straight blacking out yet.
I just
Fred
kind
Gil
of,
didn't say anything to what
just
Caleb
kinda-
said.
I just kind of sniffle and just try to walk away. But I'm not walking in a straight line.
Yeah, you can't. You physically can't.
You go the other direction.
So you all now very quietly and awkwardly fall in line behind the kind of swaying and stumbling
So
Lucian.
basically, it's been now. No one's talking.
Yeah, well, it's that awkward silence after something like this happens.
Like Matthew, I know you. You'd probably say you would never forgive someone for something like this.
I shouldn't.
Oh, he's on his shit list again.
Again.
He's probably not going to be getting off of it.
Nope.
Well, we'll have to see what happens.
Matthew's like, come on, Gil.
Zephyr's allowed to shoot me, but I can't do that.
I mean,
Okay, that's the
In-
equivalent of giving me a panic attack.
yeah, it's like,
Compared to
you know,
stabbing you.
At least I can get I can cure myself.
Yeah, like she can
Cure
fight
wounds.
back against Zephyr. Like Zephyr was just like, you're adventurers. Like you could literally stab most of this party with your flame tongue, and if they just got healed afterwards, they'd be fine. Like,
Yeah.
You just inflicted the kind of wounds
But-
that you can't heal.
it's like it's
Yeah.
physical wounds are one thing. This is emotional.
Gil's still learning.
Yeah, it's whatever.
yeah, so you
Obviously.
guys continue on your way, still down the same bland, sterile, uninterrupted length of tunnel.
In complete silence. How much time has passed, by the way?
It had been
I don't
6
know.
hours when that
Lucian
incident
was-
happened, so it'll be another 6 before you guys probably want to go down
It's
for a
been
rest.
12 hours.
And
I
as,
broke our clock.
as Lucian kind of slurs that out, like, it's been 12 hours. You
Did
find
it just
yourselves
collapse?
approaching finally some kind of interruption to the tunnel. You see this wide circle, and as you all cautiously step into it, you find that this place is even more brightly lit, but is surrounded on all sides. A circular room. All of the walls are bordered with. It takes you all a second because the design is very different than what you're used to, but you can almost equate them to couches. Basically, there's more tunnel behind you, more tunnel ahead of you, but all of the walls are lined with essentially couches for you to stop and rest.
The restroom. It's a rest area.
So
Yeah.
are we going to be using a day of rations for today?
Yeah. But do you guys want to stop here for a long rest?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
need
probably
to.
for the best.
Yes.
Okay.
Gil, you're taking first watch.
Okay.
You got to remind me of stuff like rations, Matthew.
That's all good. I usually try to just like you guys already noted it for yesterday, so this will be just this day's ration. So yep, everyone takes a drink from their water skins, eats some rations, as you can't exactly set up a campfire in this room. I mean, you can, it's not ideal. And all of you make yourselves comfortable on the couches. You guys do kind of inevitably have to share, but there's essentially the opposite walls, so you can choose which side you want to sleep on, essentially.
Wherever Gil is, I'm gonna be on the complete opposite.
Okay.
So we're gonna, and these are couches, so it's gonna be a pretty tight fit.
Mm-hmm.
Gil's gonna sleep on the floor.
Alright.
I
All right.
was gonna say, all right, who's gonna?
Caro, you watch as Garrow just hops up on one of the couches and kind of starts kneading it, and you can see them already ripping some out of it before they settle down.
Oh, Carol. Oh, never mind.
Oh, never mind.
They kind of look to you, and you see their ears kind of flick slightly.
He does this every time.
Tigers don't meow.
Lucian will kind of
Tigers
chuckle.
make this kind of chirping noise.
You should see
I thought they went-
Mishka. He does the same thing.
I thought tigers always went.
They can't purr, but they make this kind of chirping vocalization.
I thought they made like that chuffing sound.
Yeah, chuffing. Yeah. That's the word I was thinking.
When we
of.
get back to my house, you should meet Mishka. You'll think he's a tiny Garo.
All right.
Tiny baby ghetto. Oh, I
So-
remember those days.
So if I recall correctly, Gil's taking first watch, and I presume Lucy in second, unless you're okay. Gil.
All right, the thing that was making me laugh is who's Caleb? Who's Caleb snuggling with?
Well, Caro
Because
and
it's a tight squeeze.
well, Caro and Garrow on one side. And Zephyr, you can bunk up on the couch with your brother if you're comfortable with that.
Don't touch me. That's what Zephyr's like.
No.
It's okay. I'll snuggle with Raccoon.
Yeah, I was gonna say Raccoon hops up on the couch where Caro and Garrow are perched.
Are the brothers gonna have to share a bed again?
Girl curls up like those tree frogs do. You know where they look like a little crow. And it curls up like that.
So you all make
Yeah.
yourself as narrow as possible to allow your fellow party members room to rest.
Zephyr will sleep
Zephyr.
on the wall.
One more time.
Zephyr will sleep against the wall.
All right, just kind of slouched. All right, Caleb, you see your brother just kind of slouch up against the wall and fall asleep almost half standing up, but just putting his weight on the wall so he doesn't have to focus on standing.
Fair enough. I guess Caleb will just take whatever's open.
Well, with everyone, like you guys had two couches, but with Gil on the floor, you and Zephyr on the wall, you basically have a couch to yourself, Caleb.
Oh yay! Caleb's got space. He can sprawl out.
Because Caro,
I
Garrow,
kid you not,
Raccoon,
every
and
young
Lucian all chose
guy-
to share.
I kid you not. Every boy I've ever seen sleep, they sprawl out when they sleep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I usually kind of just like scrunched up.
I'm
Yeah,
talking
Stell?
about like young guys.
I know,
Older
well,
guys tend to get better about it.
Yeah,
Yeah, Stell?
I think I was the opposite, to be honest. But yeah.
Gil, make me a perception check if you're taking first watch.
23.
As
Sorry if you hear
23.
Dobby chewing in the background.
It's all good, and we can't really hear much, so you're good. And Gil,
What's he chewing on?
23.
okay.
He's chewing on his bone.
He's got a bone, not a rawhide.
Yeah.
Gil, you sit quietly on the floor, allowing everyone else to rest, kind of contemplating your recent poor decisions. But you're brought out of your thoughts because there's only two directions any potential threat could come from. So you feel relatively safe, but you do immediately kind of tighten your grip on your blade as you hear in the distance. Sort of akin to the steps you had heard from the construct, but they sound lighter, but they sound like they're not making as heavy of footfalls, but you can definitely hear the sound of mechanics like you would hear when the construct moved.
Oh.
Guys.
Zephyr kind of against the wall, since that's not exactly a super comfortable sleep. Your ears kind of twitch as you're the first to kind of crack open one eye.
Something's coming.
Say something.
Yeah, something's coming.
Just hear Caleb snoring.
And what is it that's
It sounds like another mechanical thing.
And what exactly are we gonna do? We're basically going to their home. We just tell them that we're part of the people, and we're gonna be fine. Just let me go back to sleep.
Then why are we keeping watch? Go to sleep.
She goes back to sleep.
All right, what are the rest of you doing?
Zephyr will shrug and just kind of sit there, like waiting for what's about to happen.
Caro, Caleb?
Caro's eyes bulge back out of her eyelids. And she starts to get up.
All right, so Lucian and Caleb stay asleep soundly.
Stay asleep. Caleb didn't wake up at all.
Oh, exactly. So you're staying asleep.
He's a hard. Caleb's a hard sleeper.
Mm-hmm. So, Caro, Garrow, Zephyr, and Gil, you all stand cautiously as now all of you can hear it. And stepping into view as the tunnel takes a slight turn, rounding the corner. It's a bit of a distance ahead of you, but you can readily see it. You see two figures enter your line of sight. Standing in front, you see what appears...
You okay?
Caleb swallowed some of the dust in the room.
No, I choked on my drink.
I've been there. You see what appears to be a humanoid figure, dressed in a leather coat with a popped collar that almost looks sort of like a fancy suit, but it's fairly thick, and you get the impression it's fairly protective. A silk neck scarf draped around their neck. Very puffy pants made of the same leather-ish material, although none of you are exactly fashionistas, but you get the impression it's a very interesting material that you aren't familiar with. It just looks odd. And gold-trimmed leather shoes, and slung over their shoulder is what initially seems to be a crossbow, but as they get closer, there's like metal jutting out of it in odd places and coating it. So it's definitely not a crossbow that you're used to. And over their face, you see a mask like you've never seen before, but we in real life would recognize it as a gas mask with goggles and the thick tube providing air. You see a bald head with pale skin and elvish pointed ears behind this gas mask. And as they stride towards you, you see behind them, you see this massive quadrupedal automaton. About 10 feet tall and half as wide, and from a ballpark guess, about 16 feet long. And painted in the same gold and black that the machine guarding the entrance had been. And these two figures begin to approach, and as both of you kind of see each other, the humanoid immediately grips their crossbow and levels it and begins to approach. Hands in the air, no sudden movements.
How loud was that?
And it was fairly loud. It echoes in here.
Alright, that's probably gonna jolt Caleb away.
Mm-hmm.
Lucian's eyes are closed, but she like raises her hands.
And in response to you, the figure kind of visibly twitches their head. We're the peacekeepers. We give the orders around here. You follow them.
Eh.
What?
Very well.
Lucy just gives a thumbs up.
Well, I'm not holding any weapons, so
Like I said, hands in the air.
Caleb will slowly raise his hands.
I'll do the same.
Kara?
Okay.
Stop.
He can't raise his hands, but I will tell him to stay put. In reference to Garo.
Mm-hmm. And Zephyr?
No.
He will sigh and just rate.
Thank you for your cooperation. Now, we have some questions we'd like to ask you, but first things first. And he snaps his fingers, and you see the quadrupedal construct kind of straighten up a little bit. And the man in the gas mask turns his head towards it and gives a nod. They won't be taken from you, but we do need to make sure weapons are taken off of your person first and foremost.
Why?
Eesh, this is the second time people have tried to rob us.
Well, you didn't say it.
He's not
They
gonna
will.
keep them.
They will be returned to you. We just need to ascertain why you're here and how you managed to get down here. I can see you're in the company of several non-elves, which immediately is notable.
Well,
They are our
Caleb just
friends.
folds his. Caleb just folds
If
his
you
arms
want to
like,
call them
you don't. You have problem with human?
The man does kind of glances to you, Caleb, but doesn't say anything. What'd you say, Lucian?
She just kind of keeps an eye open and she says like, well, they're sort of our friends. This one, she points to the goblin, is my friend. And
Raccoon.
that one, and she points to Garo, Garo and Caro.
Caro just kind of wings.
And whenever you gesture to Raccoon, who has had their hands in the air, kind of gives a hi. And the man gives a nod and says, "Okay, while my lieutenant here searches you, I will explain to you the situation so that you are not taken away without knowing your rights and what to expect. Please cooperate, or we are authorized to use lethal force. We've been told that the Scorched Earth Protocol was activated and we're sent to investigate. Given that you showed up just after, I'm guessing you had something to do with it."
oh no, bandits.
The what?
Those bandits have been up there for a long time and never triggered the Scorched Earth Protocol.
I don't
Yeah,
know what you're talking
But they
about.
tried to rob us.
They tried to rob you, and that triggered our security system, and that's our fault.
But it did seem
No,
to be
I never said it
triggered
was
by
your
the
fault.
sound of gunfire.
You can see the man just kind of staring at all of you before finally he just kind of shakes his head. Regardless, the situation will be explained. You will be taken to testify before my superior, and depending on if we like your answer, your possessions will be returned to you and you'll be free to do as you wish.
And if not,
Then, as I said, we are authorized to use lethal force here and now and eliminate any threat to the city.
oh, no, I mean like if the answer is not satisfactory.
Then you will be returned to the surface and will fiddle with what you can remember so that you cannot tell anyone what you found down here.
Seeing as I just drunk like half of my drink, I don't think I'll remember much anyways.
You see to your surprise, you actually hear a slight from the man in the mask before he pats the side of the quadrupedal machine. "Cadet, search them. Please cooperate." And the quadrupedal mech begins to step forward. before it begins to slowly kneel down, and you see steam begin to rise from the back as you see, similar to the elevator, doors on the back begin to open as a figure steps out. And would our newest player please describe their character?
Are you kidding me?
Hello.
Hey.
Hey!
Welcome to the stream, Jacob. We're happy to have you.
Why am I not surprised?
Em.
So
Why am I not surprised?
as this quadrupedal mech's back opens, you see a figure stepping out. Jacob, please describe your character.
About 3 feet tall with ears as big as their own head. A fairly short but still protruding snout. Brown with some spots fur all over their body. A small tail that just kind of drags along the ground behind them. Did I mention they're a little over 3 feet tall?
You said you mentioned 3 feet something.
Okay. Matt, can I say something?
Yeah, go for it.
I'm going to say to the other guy in the gas mask, say, I see you in the company of a non-elf.
The guy gives a shrug. I never said I had a problem with it. I said it was notable, not necessarily a bad thing.
So why comment on us?
I never said I wasn't notable. I'm a bit more notable for my liking, actually.
Fair enough.
Anyway, Cadet, you remember your training? And he kind of pats you on the back.
Right. I dropped my phone.
No.
I imagine he just immediately dropped all the stuff he was using.
All right, so just to save time, is everyone going to cooperate with this new figure searching everyone?
Yeah.
Yes.
Fine.
Okay.
I won't take the weapons off, but I will note that they're not in use
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, because he did say they'll be returned to you shortly. As this tiny fox begins to search all of you, anyone have anything particularly notable? If not, then this peacekeeper will begin to rattle off what
Is
you
it
need.
a fox?
It appears to be a fox person, yes.
Is it Jojo?
It's not Jojo.
But
Not Jojo.
he said 3 feet tall, Jacob.
If he was JoJo, he would have a much deeper voice.
Yeah, that's true.
And he'd have
Oh,
a
he
very
talked?
stereotypical Jamaican accent.
All right, so Caro, you had something?
Yeah, Twitch
Oh.
guidelines would have struck us down for that one.
I don't know about that.
So,
It's not that bad. Just
Yeah,
a
but
character
we're
with
a
an
small
accent.
channel, so they don't.
All right, let's not get into it. Caro.
well, the one notable thing that Carol has is the head of the robot that we killed.
Yeah, you
Okay.
collected the head.
Well,
So-
there goes our cover story.
I won't
We
spoil
didn't
your
do
name.
anything wrong. It was already killing things whenever we got there.
All right, so I won't
Whenever
spoil.
you got there.
I won't spoil details of your name until you introduce yourself. So, Jacob, as you're searching everyone cooperates, but you do, to your surprise, as you're searching what appears to be a fairly tall for you humanoid frog, you pull the head of one of the security bots of your hometown.
Oh dear.
You mind telling me what you're doing with this?
Oh, we had to
We
fight
found
it
it.
because it
Nope, we found it.
killed everything in sight.
No, it was killing things, so we had to kill it.
We came here to see why caravans were disappearing.
Indeed.
You see the figure in the mask nod to Lucien and Caro and kind of glare to you, Gil, and kind of points to you. You'll want to lessen that sort of thinking if you want my superiors to let you off.
I didn't say how we found it.
He kind of gives you a glare. You know very well what I meant. Thank you for the rest of
I
you
look
being
at-
forthright.
I look at him and just be like, he is not a very
He's
good
very stupid.
thinker. He doesn't
He's
think.
stupid and is an asshole.
Yes.
The peacekeeper crosses his arms and looks over you, Gil, and glances to your tattoos. What's a colonel doing all the way out here?
Don't worry, he's not with them anymore. Actually, they disowned him. So I mean,
Well,
if
that
anybody
explains
is
it then.
yeah, if anybody is a deserter, it's this guy. But like, he still acts like a dick, you know.
An asshole.
Yeah, once a dick, always a dick.
Cadet
Just because
Neon,
he's
see
called
what
a
you can
dick
salvage
doesn't
of,
mean he
of the
acts like a
security
dick.
droid's memory banks.
Right, will
Can we
do.
change his memories?
You guys watch as the little fox person who appears to go by Neon flips over the machine's head and begins to just start kind of like poking around in the interior. And
You just hear like scratching from his claws.
Jacob, we've already established what you find. Just basically skip the stuff that would have been associated with its body, but you do get everything related to its behavior.
Hi, baby.
All right, I'm gonna need to scroll up for that.
Also, yeah, Jacob, you said you're level over 3. I'm 2'1".
I must have missed that detail.
Yeah, as you're kind of searching everyone, you do see there is one person in this group who's even shorter than you are.
We found
They're
your
small boys.
girlfriend.
Does their story hold water, Cadet?
Well, it seems to barely recognize us, so that kind of lends a bit of credence, I'd say at least.
All that time in the sunspot heat must have damaged it.
Poor thing, and I kind of pat it.
It's all right. We'll take it back for repairs, and we'll put it back in the line of duty as soon as it's fit. We'll have to have another one go up there to replace its patrols.
Wait. Okay, so here's the thing though. This is on like where it goes up into Sunspot is actually like on a route
Trade route?
for like a trade route for one of the big cities, and like these things have been killing people, and like we don't know
Allegedly.
why people have been missing.
The peacekeeper holds up a hand and shakes his head. I'm not going to chalk that one up to a lie, as it's not something you yourself could reasonably be aware of. But there are no recorded fatalities for this unit until the Scorched Earth Protocol was activated.
So that wasn't the killing them. Or well,
It must have been the bandits.
But they said that they didn't.
Well, the question, and we did ask.
Well, he said the protocol activated, so it must have malfunctioned and just started killing them. It seems like it probably ignored the caravans at first and then started killing them when it got activated.
He's saying that since it has not have any fatalities since the protocol's been activated.
No, he said
How long
before
has
the
it been
protocol.
activated?
As of today, 2 days. That's actually why Cadet Neon and I were on the way up to see what had activated it and make sure any threat to the city was dispatched if the machine couldn't do it itself. Which, from the looks of it, it was in fact unable to.
Well, here's the funny thing. You know, the Scorched City is, Somerset is actually rubble.
Mute your mic, please, and speaking to Amanda's mic.
Here, speaking of my mic.
Well, yeah, the problem is y'all are too close to each other.
Yeah, you're close together, so it echoes.
The
Sunspot.
Sunspot is actually a rubble up there. So
that we are aware of. It happened long before this city was even built.
Before this city was built.
Then you might want to disguise the entrance.
We did. That's what the manor was left standing for.
Well, the machine destroyed it.
You see the man simply staring at you, and you see him and Neon kind of glance to each other before looking back. And I'm going to take a guess here and say that you had nothing to do with Scorched Earth being activated and the city being mostly leveled by our machine attempting to clear out any threats to us.
No, I'm guilty. I was looking for valuables in the attic.
He scratches the back of his bald head and glances to you, Neon, before looking back at all of you and sighs. Look, I don't think all of you are a bad sort.
I needed money.
I need
Don't
money.
make it worse for yourself. I do still need to take you all before my superiors, but if you're all honest and forthwith, I will do everything in my power, as will my cadet, to ensure that any punishment you may given, if any, is light. Intruding in the city itself is not a crime as long as you're not a threat to it. We just need to ensure that you aren't.
I mean, we're not here to hurt anybody. We're, one, just curious, and two, we really are looking for missing people.
Well, that mystery I can solve for you. The
And possible
people,
allies.
and he kind of stops and glances to you, Gil, and he doesn't seem angry, but more just kind of surprised. An interesting place to search for allies in an abandoned city.
Yes. We're desperate.
Okay, you were saying though you were going to solve the mystery
Yeah, can
for
Gil
me.
stop derailing shit, please?
Just shh. For 2 seconds, Gil.
The people are safe. Those caravans were our people bringing supplies from the surface to us.
Oh.
Oh.
I thought the machine killed them.
Yeah.
Did you find any bodies?
No.
Yeah, but animals could have picked up the bodies and walked off with them.
Loud.
What animal around here that I'm aware of is big enough to drag off everything and not even leave the bones?
Blood.
Are
You'd
there
be
no wolves in this
surprised.
area? Any
Not.
kind of canids?
You're in just wide open plains, and there's this nearby swamp, but that's about it.
Alligators?
Bit far away for alligators.
And
Regardless,
probably
rest
too
assured,
hot.
the people are safe. They were just bringing us supplies. Although, we will note that we should probably, bare minimum, make our supply trains a bit more sporadic. We should probably ask the other cities to increase trade if that's going to be the case. But that's not any of your problem. But
There were also some of them that were on fire, like they looked like they had been burned.
we're trying our very hardest to keep this place a secret. We asked any traders that come down here, traitors and traders, to burn the caravan so that they would simply be dismissed as part of the rubble of the town.
Okay.
Pretty smart.
Thank you.
Mystery solved. We can leave.
Not yet, miss.
That's ma'am to you.
My apologies, ma'am. But as I said, we need to have you all meet with my superior to ensure that you're not a threat to the city itself. And then if they decide that you can be let off the hook, then Cadet Neon and I will escort you back to the surface ourselves.
Though, as I said, we are still looking for allies.
Yeah, we're in pretty hairy shit right now.
There
Well,
is a very
and
bad
so
group
is the
going
country.
around.
Well, we have a long walk ahead of us, so you have time to share your tale, or you can wait to tell it to my superior, and we'll see if it deserves to be taken up to the general from there.
Okay.
No, I
Fair
don't
enough.
mind telling the story twice.
Cadet Neon, you bring up the rear, I'll take the front.
Right.
Is that where
And
we're gonna end tonight's session?
well, let's see. Neon, do you want to hop back in your mech for the time being?
Yes. Just kind
Alright.
of scamper up the side.
All right, you all watch as the tiny
Can
fox
you hear
person.
in the mech?
Well, let's find
Yes.
out. You all see the tiny fox person who goes by Neon, who appears to be a cadet of these peacekeepers, climb inside this large rectangular machine, and as the doors close behind them, the machine rights itself, standing back to its full, fairly imposing height, actually having a few good feet over you, Gil, and steps to the side, allowing you guys to step forward so that Cadet Neon can bring up the rear while this gas mask wearing fellow takes up the front.
Carol will kind of go near the mech, and tap on it.
Don't touch it.
Oh, and in a way to like get attention.
Yeah.
So Neon just bink, bink, bink on the side of the mech.
Ting, ting, ting. Do you need something?
What are you?
What are you?
A peacekeeper in training?
No, like, what's your species?
Kitsune, I think. Right, Matthew? Is that
Yeah,
what
it's
you're
Kitsune.
doing? Okay, yeah. I couldn't remember for a second.
I've never seen one before. I've seen the occasional wolf person, but you're so small.
Is this something that is familiar to me?
Kitsune,
Yeah.
make a history check.
History check.
Oh, just but you're so small.
Not even that
How
much
tall is Carol?
Not even that small.
Kara's the same height.
19.
I guess
That is
Kara
19.
recognizes they are how. What? 19?
Yeah, 19.
You have heard of this species before. They're not common around here, but they do. Some of them do live here. The Kitsune are a race of fox people. They are shapeshifters, tricksters, but very generally wise, intelligent, and strong. Generally speaking, they're considered a very mysterious kind of outsider group that generally stays out of politics and keeps to themselves, although those who do choose to dip their toes in the affairs of mortals generally tend to leave big splashes.
Okay.
Kara gestures to Garo and this is Garo.
Nice to meet you, Garo.
They like open their mouth wide in a yawn.
Mm.
He scampers on top of him and starts going on to Garo.
Yeah.
I'll speak to the man in the mask. What is your name?
Oh, sorry. Very unusual situation, rest assured. And he holds out a gloved hand to you. Captain Voter of the Peacekeepers. Pleasure to meet you, ma'am.
Lucien Alefikir.
Alefikir.
Yep.
You're quite far from home as well.
Very far.
Okay.
I'm very far from home.
Caleb will introduce himself as well, but he just says Caleb.
And he
Doesn't
nods
say
to you.
his last-
Mhm.
Doesn't say his last name.
He looks to the rest of you.
And my name is Gilgalad Viri.
Hmm. I'd salute you, but that feels a bit inappropriate given both of our circumstances, Colonel.
Yeah.
And he glances to you, Zephyr.
Zephyr glances back.
And that's Zephyr.
He is not friendly.
I can tell. But lack of friendliness isn't a crime in and of itself. All right.
Well, for him
If-
it is.
If that's all the introductions out of the way, let's head back. The route back should be more or less safe, so just stay in line, don't make too much noise, and be ready for a lot of walking.
Oh, good. Exercise.
Oh, joy.
It was like our. What about our rest that we were about to take, or were taking?
Is that a long? Did we get a long rest?
Yeah, you got woken up in the middle of it. At this, he
We got
kind
a
of
short
stops.
rest.
And, he kind of stops and looks back and kind of scratches the back of his head. Well, if you're all content to be under watch, then you may stop and rest here in this rest area, and then we'll arrive at the city tomorrow morning.
As long as you're taking the watch, I don't care.
He gives a salute. I won't let anything pass, ma'am.
That's a good soldier. I'm gonna go back to
Caleb's gonna go back to his little spot.
Yeah,
and go to
Lucy's just
sleep.
gonna go plop down.
Technically
And
not a
that's where
soldier,
we'll
but
end
your
tonight,
compliment is appreciated, ma'am.
'Cause Matthew likes
I like
to end
you.
it sometime after 12:30.
Well, yeah, that's our schedule.
Lucien has decided she likes this guy.
And I'm gonna say, don't let her fool you. She's evil.
Wow.
I prefer to make judgments for myself, Colonel.
Fair.
Get some sleep. We have a long trek ahead of us. Cadet Neon, that means you too. I'll take first watch.
Aye, aye, sir.
And you all watch as Captain Voter leans back against the side of the tunnel, as all of you, including the small mech pilot, begin to settle down. You have been confronted by the peacekeepers of this mysterious place called Edict. You have defeated the construct guarding it, only to find that it appears those sorts of things are commonplace down here. You're in unfamiliar territory, deep underground. Voices seem to talk from nowhere. Technologies that you can't even comprehend seem to be ever present. And you are currently in the custody of a group calling themselves the Peacekeepers. One of which appears to be adorable and friendly. The other of which is friendly enough, but seems to be a bit more businesslike. And you will be taken to their superior to be questioned on whether you're a potential threat to this mysterious underground city or not. And
And might get
that's where we're going
allies.
to end tonight's session.
There it is.